If you played every single Pokemon game but somehow had never been on the internet, you would have no idea what a Nuzlocke is. Despite being one of the most popular ways of playing Pokemon, Nuzlocks aren't mentioned anywhere in the games themselves. Despite this, Nuzlocks are so popular that they've even been adapted to other non-Pokemon games, even though they were specifically designed for Pokemon. If you're watching this video, you probably already know what a Nuzlocke is. In fact, you've probably watched one or two of them. If you don't already know, don't sweat it, I'll be explaining in a second. What's funny about Nuzlocks is most people don't know where they come from or even why they're called Nuzlocks in the first place. Even some of us content creators who stream them don't know. So I took it upon myself to take a deep dive into the furthest, grimiest corners of the internet to find out where Nuzlocks came from and how we got to where we are now. This is the complete history of the Nuzlocke. Before we continue with the video, I'd like to take a moment to thank today's sponsor, Buyee. Living in America, you might think you can buy whatever you want, whenever you want. Unfortunately, that's just not the case. Video. Throughout history, there have been many instances of players bypassing a game's intended gameplay in favor of something more challenging. Beating the original Doom was already a challenge in itself, but it only took 5 hours. With the ability to post recordings of your gameplay online, gamers started competing to see who could beat games the fastest, which in turn led to speedrunning. There's only so many times you can play one game before getting sick of it. Pokemon faced this exact same problem going into the early 2000s. Each new installment was pretty much just red and blue with a fresh coat of paint, and this has pretty much been the case ever since. For the players who started with Gen 1, they've pretty much mastered the gameplay at this point. They've seen everything there is to be seen. The series became too repetitive, easy, and dull. There was no more challenge, there were no more stakes. And that's exactly how Nick Franco felt in 2010 before he created the Nuzlocke. Bored of his college classes, Nick decided to start a new save file on his old Ruby cartridge. But after realizing that beating Ruby would be just as boring as studying for finals, Nick decided to set 2 rules for himself. 1. He could only catch the first new Pokemon he encountered in each differently named area, and 2. If a Pokemon fainted, he would have to release it. And thus, the first Nuzlocke ever began. Nick quickly realized that this style of gameplay resulted in a closer bond between him and his Pokemon. A bond like he'd never experienced. Pokemon he used to ignore were now key members of his team, giving him a newfound appreciation of them whenever they came in clutch. If you've ever played a Nuzlocke, you know this feeling all too well.
I could lose Swampert this turn. Oh my god, my heart.
You'll also know how heartbreaking it is seeing one of them faint.
No!
Throughout his run, Nick thought that it would be fun to share his experience with others. So he did what any sane person would: create a 14-page webcomic detailing his playthrough. This was a problematic era for internet humor, so I don't recommend reading the original webcomic. Instead, I'll sum it up for you while showing the panels that aren't going to make YouTube or Pikachu mad at me. Nick picked Trico as his starter and caught a Seedot and Zigzagoon shortly after. Now, he didn't feel great about these encounters, but with due time, he grew to appreciate them. Seedot would evolve into the Nuzleaf, which gives the Nuzlocke challenge half of its name, and then die on the same page. The name Nuzlocke is derived from these 2 panels, in which Nuzleaf's face is replaced by the character John Locke from the TV show Lost. That probably sounds very strange now, but Lost was one of the biggest shows in the early 2000s. Also, this was right around the time where memes were even becoming a thing, so the bar for being considered hilarious was a lot lower. So of course, fans of the webcomic decided to name the entire challenge after it. Catching a Silcoon that quickly evolved into Beautifly, Nick was about to be faced with his first obstacle, a tale as old as time.
Oh no.
Overworld poison. Rushing to the Pokemon Center, he held onto hope that his Pokemon would be able to survive. But Nick's suffering was only just beginning. Beautifly, Zigzagoon, Loudred, Pelipper, Medicham, Camerupt, Hariyama, Walrein, and Sceptile were all met with similar fates. They were gone. forever. Nevertheless, Nick did demonstrate some great strategies that are still used in Nuzlocke today. For example, playing around Slaking's True Aunt ability with Protect, going hyper-offensive against Tate and Liza, using Perish Song against Steven's Metagross. These techniques allowed him to complete his run, become the champion, and change Pokemon forever. It wasn't long before readers started posting their own Nuzlocke comics online. The earliest one that I could find was posted to the Nuzlocke forums on December 20th of 2010. Shiro's Trial, a Nuzlocke adventure in Kanto, spends a whopping 43 chapters, and frankly, the art is quite impressive, especially when compared to Franco's. Shiro's story is interesting because instead of just retelling the events and adding personality to each character, she goes full headcanon. She even goes so far as to skip over or change major events, such as how she beat Blue's final Pokemon in the champion battle. Instead of simply OHKOing Charizard with Graveler, Shiro opts for a more interesting story beat, having Blue forfeit after realizing his Pokemon were controlled by Mewtwo. Mewtwo goes on to become the final challenge instead, hence leading to the name Shiro's Trial. The Nuzlocke forums also had a section for written blogs. The first one of these I found was a Heart Gold Nuzlocke posted on January 5th, 2011. And it sure is something. From what I can tell, the Nuzlocker did manage to beat Red on Mount Silver. I'm not sure exactly how they did it, but hey, I trust them. What this era perfectly encapsulated was the emotional connection that Nuzlockers form with their Pokemon, a feeling that wouldn't be the same for years to come. Before the days of speed up, rare candy, and super optimization, Nuzlockes would take days, if not months, to beat. Dozens of hours spent leveling up a Pokemon only to lose them to a dumb mistake meant so much more back then than it does nowadays. That's why from this era, losing a Pokemon was often met with depictions of heavy sorrow.
Real quick, if you're enjoying the video, I hope you'll consider subscribing. We are so close to 1 million subscribers, and we just need a little bit more help to get this final push. Even if you think you're subscribed already, I'd appreciate you taking a second to double check, because a lot of people who watch the videos think that they're subscribed, but they actually aren't. Anyway, back to the video.
Now, let's jump forward a few months to June 2011. Twitch has just launched, and gaming channels on YouTube are rising in popularity. In fact, the earliest Nuzlocke video I could find on YouTube is from this year. It's a 30-second animated clip from the user's webcomic. Today, it's nearly impossible to find Nuzlocke content from this era by using YouTube's search engine, but by using Google and filtering by date, you'll find dozens of people linking to their own series. The earliest Nuzlocke series I found was Hayden's
Diamond
Run from December of 2011, and it is 52 episodes long. Incredibly, Hayden is still making great Pokemon content today. Nuzlocke series like this one laid the groundwork for how we watch Nuzlockes today. Viewers were able to see what happened in real time, as opposed to being told what happened after the fact. This way of showcasing Nuzlockes brought the audience and the player closer than ever before. Encountering the area's best Pokemon, witnessing the death of a valuable team member, nearly wiping to the hardest battle in the game,
We made it!
viewers were now able to experience a similar feeling of emotion as the player. As Nuzlockes rose in popularity, people wanted to find ways of making their Nuzlocke stand out. The first domino in the chain that would eventually lead to the myriad of Nuzlocke variants we have today was the Universal Pokemon Game Randomizer. This tool swapped every Pokemon in the game with a random one, leading to hilarious and very chaotic playthroughs.
Groudon. But I mean,
Oh! Your starter Pokemon could be Groudon, or it could be Weedle. The same is true of opposing trainers in the game.
Wait, does that mean my rival gets... Oh, why did I do that? No!
You would never know what you're going up against, making planning totally irrelevant. A few other creators you might know also started posting their own Nuzlocke series around this time, but Patters would be the first to attempt one with the randomizer tool. Pokemon Fire Red Randomizer Nuzlocke Part 1. Bad start. And a bad start it was.
Types like the Bulbasaur one will still be grass type and stuff like that. At least that's what I've experienced so far. Let's have a look what we got here. Oh,
Making it to the starter selection screen, Patters realizes that he hasn't even turned the randomizer on. After restarting and choosing Meditite as his starter, Patters not only loses the first rival battle, he also fails to catch the first Pokemon, wasting all of his Pokeballs in the process. 34 episodes later, Patters finally makes it to the champion battle and revives one of his Pokemon.
So it's going to be 3 against 6, which I still think is the odds are in his favor.
I think this is funny because it just encapsulates how different this era was. Nowadays, doing something like this would be kind of unthinkable, but back in the day, it was kind of the Wild West. With Let's Plays and Nuzlocks now on the rise, so too was the never-ending list of fan games. A lot of them were garbage, which of course you'd expect, but some of them went on to be mainstays in the Nuzlocking community. Even some of the garbage ones. Namely, Pokemon Dark Rising, a fan-made ROM hack made by a modder named Dark Rising Girl in 2012. This game might have the cringy dialogue, countless typos, edgy story, and poorly designed fakemon that plague these early ROMs, but what matters is that it was incredibly hard to Nuzlocke. Random trainers jumping out at you, completely revamped base stats and abilities, and poorly coded, well, everything. These are the ingredients that make Dark Rising so formidable. People would raise their Pokemon 20 to 30 levels higher than their opponents and still end up losing. In 2013, Shady Penguin's run would only last 7 episodes before he got swept by a random trainer in a cave. We know that Nuzlocks were created to increase the difficulty for veteran players, but what happens when even those become too easy? The answer is probably obvious. Make harder Nuzlocks. Introducing the Nuzlocke variants. Peg Lock, Wedlock, Randomizer, Wonderlock, Cage Lock, Soul Link, Gift Lock, Sleep Lock, Zombie Lock. Okay, I'm obviously not going to name every single one. There's like 100 of these. And the reason why there's so many of these is that all you need is one new rule to distinguish it from a regular Nuzlocke. Seriously, you could come up with your very own Nuzlocke right now. Creators do it all the time, like the Ludlock or the Shady Lock. Shady Penguin was one of the first Pokemon YouTubers to do a Nuzlocke variant in this style and to name it after himself. Shady began uploading the very first Shady Lock back in February of 2014. Aside from the basic Nuzlocke rules, Shady added an extra one that he would only be able to heal via potions that he would hack into the game. What's so bad about that, you might be wondering? Well, potions don't restore your power points. Once a move ran out of PP, he would never be able to use it again, which basically took away his ability to grind for levels. Oh, also, this challenge was a randomizer. As you can imagine, it didn't go very well. Shady's first run, though, started off pretty strong. He got a Grand Bull with Intimidate as his starter. He then caught a Vigoroth and a Wartortle, and most surprisingly, figured out that Tail Whip was actually one of the most valuable moves any of his Pokemon could learn. If you lowered your opponent's defense stat enough, you could basically one-shot it, which is really useful when you're trying to conserve PP. Things were looking good until he remembered what lay ahead. Nugget Bridge, the gauntlet of trainers guaranteed to drain every last move that he had. This is an early example of something that still happens today when a Nuzlocke is too difficult. Shady updated his rules. After defeating a gym, Shady would be granted 1 token that he could use to heal his Pokemon at a Pokemon Center. In a poll, Shady's viewers accepted this new rule and the run continued. Shady took his Grand Bull all the way to the Elite Four, where he was met with a new challenge. He was out of tokens, his Alakazam was basically useless, and his entire team was underleveled. He made it through a single battle, but then wiped to Bruno. Shady didn't give up there, though. A year later, he'd try again with Leaf Green and succeed. He moved on to Heart Gold after that, and wiped. And then a year after that, he beat Platinum. As more and more Nuzlocke variants came out, a streamer called Excessively Ave came up with the brilliant idea of completing a gauntlet of every single mainline Pokemon game with a different set of rules applied to each Nuzlocke. He called it the Nuzlocke Gauntlet. In 2016, Pokemon saw a huge spike in popularity, in part thanks to Pokemon Go. To capitalize on all the traffic coming through their channels, M&J TV, TrueGreen7, PokeAim MD, and Shofu all posted their own Nuzlocks. If we went into detail on all these, we'd be here all day, so instead let's talk about the other most important thing that happened in 2016, the birth of the hardcore Nuzlocke. Enter Yawn, who you might know as Pokemon Challenges, the self-titled greatest Nuzlocker in the world. Yawn began streaming on Twitch this year, with the goal of combining Pokemon challenges with the hardcore gaming culture often found around games like Dota 2 or League of Legends. To do this, he'd add in additional rules to make his Nuzlocks more challenging, such as not allowing items to be used in battle, and capping the level of his Pokemon to match the strongest Pokemon of the next gym leader. He first implemented these rules in a ROM hack called Pokemon Storm Silver, made by Dryano, who would go on to create some of the most popular ROM hacks to date. Dryaono's ROM hacks were known for their variety of encounters and buffs to Pokemon that are otherwise very weak. This made for a more interesting and replayable run-through. Pair that with an overall harder game and a streamer willing to punish himself whenever he lost, and you've got a gaming channel ready to blow up. Okay, it took a couple of years, but in the meantime, Jan and his small, tight-knit community were becoming extremely passionate about hardcore Nuzlocke. Understanding that his personality and skill were enough, Jan dropped the punishment gimmick and instead focused on becoming the best Nuzlocker. After beating the Dryaono games, 2018 saw Jan take on the hardest ROM hacks to date, the Kaizo Trilogy, created by programmer Sinister Hooded Figure. Right off the bat, Blue Kaizo was proving to be a nightmare. There were exploding Pokemon everywhere.
Oh, can we live that? Yes. Easily.
Overworld puzzles took forever to solve. Brock's ace was an Aerodactyl, for crying out loud. And he's the first gym leader. Jan determined that an itemless Nuzlocke would be impossible, something that he still stands by to this day. Even after allowing himself to spam potions,
I can't win otherwise. I need to spam potions here. That's the only way I win. God damn it.
it would still take 3 months and over 49 attempts to finally beat this game.
Let's go! Half a year of this bull. 49 attempts.
Crystal Kaizo was the same story, except Jan knew what to expect this time. With immense planning and a boatload of potions, he completed it in just 10 attempts.
Oh my god, this run is finally over. Yes! Oh my god! I never want to play this game again.
Emerald Kaizo, on the other hand,
This is it, boys. Just explode, you piece of shit, please! It's over. We lost. Man.
nothing could prepare him for that.
That sucks, man. That sucks.
But before we get into Jan's 2019 attempt at Emerald Kaizo, we first have to talk about something else that happened in 2019. Something that would change everything. Not just for Jan, but the Nuzlocking and Pokemon communities at large. This is the year we got the Jaden video. Clocking in at just under 18 minutes, Jaden Animations broke the internet with an incredibly animated story time detailing her very first Nuzlocke. From admitting that she always thought this kid was a monkey, to going into 2 of the hardest matches underleveled.
Hey. 42? Uh-oh, I was even more underleveled for Maxie. It doesn't go down?
Jaden perfectly blended humor and tension to keep every viewer engaged. She even threw in clips from her actual playthrough to prove that it all really happened.
Oh my gosh, that does a lot of damage. Stop!
But what really showcased Jaden's storytelling prowess were the handful of setups and payoffs throughout the story. For instance, a bit about her Torchic accidentally knocking out 2 Zigzagoons on early routes.
Dude, Teriyaki kills another Zigzagoon I was about to catch. What's your problem with Zigzagoons?
Only for one to then KO her Nuzleaf later on.
And the worst happened. Wait, no. Stop.
Jaden confesses that this death was actually due to a misclick, which I'm sure is something we can all relate to.
It weakens fighting damage, which
And that's a one-shot item. That is now Heatran getting a higher attack, but also becoming confused.
right. So Cresselia taking weak damage against a fighting type attack.
There's even a setup that didn't get paid off until Jan reacted to Jaden's video shortly after. Apparently, KOing a bunch of Meryl to level up her Magneton gave Magneton just enough HP EVs to survive an earthquake from Winona's Altaria on 2 HP, a moment Jaden thought was simply a blessing from the RNG gods. After a few more lucky breaks, Jaden went on to finish her Nuzlocke with only 2 Pokemon left, and the rest is history. What a way to come full circle too, from a poorly drawn webcomic to a masterfully executed animation. Jaden tapped into what started the Nuzlocke sensation in the first place, sharing the experience through quick and digestible anecdotes. It also helped that Jaden's video is really funny. Nuzlocks usually put you in humorous situations.
Okay. Horse. Ah! Pray that I don't get crit and I don't die to poison. Come on, no crit. Crits me. It crit me. Please survive.
but Jaden's writing, animation, and storytelling really enhanced these moments further. That's not to say that watching a Nuzlocke performed in real time is somehow worse, though. In fact, there's a whole lot of people who prefer to watch them live compared to after the fact. The authenticity, the stakes, the I was there moments. It's a whole different experience. The way that Nick Franco and Jaden shared their Nuzlocks might be what caused Nuzlocking to take off, but the real lifeblood of the scene are the people streaming their Nuzlocks on Twitch or YouTube right now. People like watching high-level players strategizing and executing extremely high-level plays. To be clear, I'm not saying that it's worse to do a post-com, highly narrated, high-effort video. In fact, a lot of people really like that, which is part of the reason why, as of the time I'm recording this, Jaden's video sits at 84 million views. Those views do not include the countless PokeTuber reaction videos, so yeah, it's entirely possible that this one video has been watched over 100 million times. With Jaden's video blowing up, everybody wanted a piece of the Nuzlocking cake, but not everybody had the incredible animation skills and narration abilities that Jaden had. Of course, you don't need to be an incredible animator to be able to play a Nuzlocke or to make it entertaining, especially considering there are tons of games that you can Nuzlocke and new challenge rules being added regularly. Because there was suddenly such a high demand for Nuzlocke content, new PokeTubers began popping up immediately. One creator in particular, PurpleCliff, actually did something really interesting by pulling off a viral Nuzlocke series on TikTok. What's more, YouTubers from across the platform who didn't do Pokemon as their main niche also had a lot of success doing Nuzlocke challenges. Alpharad, Ludwig, and Smalland all made really great Pokemon Nuzlocke videos despite the fact that they do a bunch of different game content. And last but not least, this era saw the rise of the pro Nuzlocker. Leading the pack is none other than Yawn, who saw a humongous spike in viewership following a reaction to Jaden's viral video. This is probably a good time to say that I did not do a lot of the research for this video myself, and I'd like to thank Yawn and DRXX, aka Drew, for their help putting together this video and making sure that everything was accurate. For creators who play exclusively hardcore Nuzlocks, a lot of times the base game of Pokemon is just way too easy. Because of that, in order to really have any meaningful challenge, they have to play ROM hacks, the most famous of which is Emerald Kaizo. We talked about Blue and Crystal Kaizo earlier, but Emerald Kaizo is special. First, it was a lot more accessible thanks to the quality of life updates that just came along with Gen 3 in general. It was also the hardest of the trilogy. Also, it doesn't hurt that Emerald is a fan favorite Pokemon game. The first person to attempt hardcore Nuzlocking Emerald Kaizo would be a streamer named Luop Mail, who at the time was one of Yawn's mods. Luop Mail had been a part of Yawn's community for about 2 years, pushing him to optimize his gameplay and think more strategically. The two even met up in real life during Gamescom in 2018, and theory crafted Blue Kaizo Elite 4 team. Yawn claims he never would have beaten the first 2 Kaizo games without Luop Mail's encouragement, so you know they're the real deal. Despite Yawn's reputation for being the biggest hardcore Nuzlocking streamer, he couldn't start Emerald Kaizo right away because he needed to finish his college thesis. While Yawn worked on his thesis, Luop Mail would stream himself playing Emerald Kaizo to the small community at the time. The problem was, he couldn't finish it. After more than 100 attempts, he was starting to believe that it was unbeatable. Others joined in, and before long, many of Yawn's viewers were becoming streamers themselves, trying to beat this extremely difficult game. With all the attention on his reaction video and the growing demand for Nuzlocke content, Yawn put his degree on hold and started to pursue streaming full-time. His return brought even more attention to Emerald Kaizo and kickstarted a race to see who would be the first player to beat it in a hardcore Nuzlocke. The thing is, Luop Mail was right. Just like the previous Kaizo games, the only way Emerald Kaizo was going to be beatable was if they established a new rule. Because Roxanne and Brawly are so difficult in the game, and they're both early on that you have really limited encounters, you're basically always forced to pick Trico, and if you don't hit certain encounters, you basically have to reset. This was considered to be way too difficult and made the early game pretty much just dumb luck, so the level caps for each of these gym leaders were raised by 1. This might not sound like a huge deal, but it allows you to bring your starter's evolution to the first battle and Gyarados, which is a guaranteed encounter, to the second, so it didn't make them easy, but it made them at least possible. After that, Yawn spent several months developing a metagame with his community that would allow him to get further than anyone had before. New records were being set all the time. First Yawn, then Runonbun, and finally Decapod. But none of these Nuzlockers would be the first to beat the hardcore Emerald Kaizo Nuzlocke. That title goes to a streamer called John_97 on February 7th, 2021. Others would shortly follow suit, including me. That's right, I am one of a very small group that is actually hardcore Nuzlocked Emerald Kaizo. I actually beat most of this game twice. I made it all the way to Steven on an earlier run, but I lost after experiencing some of the worst RNG I ever have in my entire life on the fight prior, which cost me most of my team. Not to be deterred, I returned to the game and successfully beat it as a hardcore Nuzlocke, which is, funnily enough, only the second Nuzlocke I've ever completed after base Emerald. So I'm pretty qualified to explain why this game is so fun and what makes it so difficult at the same time. Part of what makes Emerald Kaizo fun is how balanced the Pokemon are. Pokemon traditionally considered weak were both buffed and, on the whole, given to you earlier on in the game, which makes them actually really valuable. Trimecho, for example, is one of the best early encounters you can get, but it's not as good as Sunkern, who, although normally considered to be extremely weak, is one of the best early game encounters you can get in Emerald Kaizo. If you're wondering why, it's because Sunkern is one of the only Pokemon of the game to get access to a move that can raise its stats during battle, being Growth, and that's especially valuable in this game as the first 3 gyms are all more or less weak to Sunflora if you do a proper setup. It's not just that the bad Pokemon are better though. There's so many encounters in each area, making replayability really high, which is great because if you're Nuzlocking this game, you're probably going to be playing it a lot. Now, the game removes EVs for both your Pokemon and your opponent, which is great because grinding is just not fun, especially in a game like Pokemon, but it does still give the opponent's team perfect IVs and a beneficial nature most of the time, whereas your Pokemon are stuck with whatever they get randomly, meaning that your Pokemon are still going to be at a disadvantage inherently against the opponents. Every trainer in the game has been rehauled, and fights are significantly more difficult. I myself wiped once or twice on the very first trainer in the game, a bug catcher. The first gym leader has a full team of 6 Pokemon, each of them holding an item, and it only gets harder from there. The general rule of Emerald Kaizo is that the opponent's tools are going to be better than yours at pretty much every step of the game. When you're using unevolved Pokemon, they're using evolved Pokemon, and when you're using evolved Pokemon, they're using legendaries. On top of that, the held items they use are just across the board better than anything you get until maybe the end game, but even still, it's not really a fair comparison. Also, the creator set up several areas of the game to be especially difficult and then removed the counterplay that you would normally have. The most difficult of these areas are Flannery's Gym and the Magma Hideout, where the weather is set to permanently be harsh sunlight. You might think you can just overwrite this with Rain Dance or Hail or Sandstorm, but the creator removed all of these moves and Sunny Day from the game, so there's no way to turn off the sun. Switching in against powerful sun-boosted fire-type attacks is already really difficult, even if you resist them, but to make matters worse, the creator gave almost all fire types in these areas the attack Solar Beam. That means that the water and rock types that you'd normally use to resist fire also are not safe in this scenario. The final nail in the coffin as to what makes these areas so difficult is that while most of the time the AI will choose the move that is strongest or that it thinks is the strongest in a given scenario, Solar Beam has a chance of being called randomly. So even if you happen to have a faster water or rock type Pokemon that you can switch in otherwise safely against a fire type attack, the game could still randomly choose Solar Beam a lot of the time, resulting in an unnecessary KO. In Magma Hideout, the harder of these two areas, many Pokemon have variance-inducing items like Quick Claw and Bright Powder, which makes it even more difficult to get through safely. In my first run, I lost my Salamence, who normally comes to the Elite Four, against a critical hit Heat Wave followed by a Bright Powder miss.
It's 11 out of 16 I survive. Please survive.
But Jaden's writing, animation, and storytelling really enhance these moments further. For YouTubers from across the platform who didn't do Pokemon as their main encounters in each area, making replayability really high, which is great because if you're nuzlocking this game, you're probably going to be playing it a lot. Now, the game removes EVs for both your Pokemon and your opponents, which is great because grinding is just not fun, especially in a game like Pokemon, but it does.
Lost the run. I lost the run.
You can also run into situations like this one, where Ancient Power boosts back to back, almost resulting in a reset.
Please don't boost on me.
It's one of the most brutal sections of the entire game, and you're almost always going to have to sacrifice some Pokemon to make it through.
Okay, do not boost again. Oh god, if it gets the double boost, it's over. Don't boost.
The difficulty only keeps ramping up. By the end of the game, the fights are just absurd. The first Maxi fight, before the 4th gym, so not even halfway through the game, has Registeel. Winona has all 3 legendary birds. Maxi 2 has Entei. Archie has Raikou and Suicune, and a section with permanent rain. Tate and Liza, one of the most difficult gym leaders from the base game, uses Latios, Latios, and Jirachi. In case you're wondering, no, you cannot get any legendary Pokemon in this game, not even Rayquaza, unless you get super lucky with the Regis, but that's not before the Elite Four anyway, so it's kind of irrelevant. Speaking of the Elite Four, it is brutal. You need to plan your entire path through every single member, turn for turn, if you even want to have a chance of winning the game. If one thing goes wrong at any point, your entire run can be over then and there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, 3 Pokemon away from the end feels really bad.
When I finally did beat Emerald Kaizo, I needed to develop an incredibly deep understanding of the AI so that I could plan out all 5 fights before I even stepped foot in for every single turn for every single battle with backup strats in case things went awry. I knew exactly which turns I was vulnerable to a crit, freeze, or any other randomness, and I had to limit those turns as much as possible to maximize my odds of winning.
Good. I mean, the freeze is bad, but the no crit is good.
Even with such a detailed plan, I knew that it was not guaranteed that I would make it through. My first attempt is proof of that, where I also had a detailed plan, but Salamence had its own plan.
Okay, I should live this. Don't crit me. It crit me.
Emerald Kaizo was so popular that Nuzlockers developed a number of written resources in order to help players get through it. You can find dozens of spreadsheets, documents, and calculators like these online. This includes hundreds of pages detailing every encounter, every trainer battle, and the best strategies for the more difficult fights in the game, just to make the game seem more doable. The most famous streamer to beat Emerald Kaizo is, of course, Jan, who finished his run a week before I finished mine. I remember watching this run live on a train and it was so exciting. Jan, like myself, had made it all the way to the Elite Four in a prior run and had lost.
Didn't even get to the champion. Oh, man.
So the stakes felt so high in this successful attempt.
We beat Emerald Kaizo!
It was honestly one of the coolest things I've watched on Twitch, and if you haven't seen it, Jan made an incredible video detailing his entire Emerald Kaizo run, which I recommend watching. Around the same time John97 was trying to make his way through Emerald Kaizo, DRXX was attempting a hardcore Nuzlocke of a game called Renegade Platinum. As is the trend with Nuzlocks though, he had made it a little bit harder on himself. In this playthrough, if any Pokemon fainted at any point, DRXX would have to reset. This is called a Deathless Nuzlocke, and paired with something he called Hardcore Plus, history was about to be made. Really quick, Hardcore Plus is just another variant. In this case, it's basic hardcore mode plus no EVs, no stat boosting moves, and additional level caps for non-boss fights. Later, people would also remove pseudo-legendaries, weather, and more. Nuzlockers really like challenging themselves. The Deathless Hardcore Nuzlocke wasn't the only thing that Drew would popularize though. Some of the strategies he used in his original Hardcore Plus Ren Plat run would go on to define the Nuzlocking meta. This includes using repels to manipulate encounters in certain areas and going into battle with a Pokemon who's already asleep. The repel strategy works because some Pokemon in the wild can only be found at specific levels. When you use a repel, you prevent yourself from encountering Pokemon that are a lower level than the lead Pokemon in your party, so this basically can be used to raise the odds on specific encounters in certain areas. Going into battle with a Pokemon who's already asleep allows you to not only avoid getting status, but it also lets you hold a different item than you would otherwise to prevent yourself from being affected by status. The only catch is you have to use the move Sleep Talk to make sure that your Pokemon can actually still attack. More importantly though, Drew was one of the first people to level up his Pokemon using rare candies that were hacked into the game. This allowed him to avoid hours of grinding, but was considered controversial at the time that he was doing it. The basic argument, as far as I understand, is that rare candies are just grinding, but with a time save, so it actually makes the game both more fun for the player and more fun for the viewer, whereas people who argue against rare candies argue basically against the fact that you can make mistakes and I don't know, it's considered cheating by some. Nowadays, hacking in rare candies is pretty much the norm, and almost everybody who attempts these difficult Nuzlocks with a lot of resets does it.
Long story short, grinding is cringe and cheating is based.
True. Oh my god, yes, thank you, Alpha.
Including Ludwig. In his famous Mogul Platinum Ludlock, Ludwig showcased one of the most famous examples of a Nuzlocke gone wrong. In a Ludlock, basic hardcore Nuzlocke rules apply, except every Pokemon has to be named after a viewer. And if that Pokemon dies, the viewer gets banned from chat. Ludwig would unban these poor viewers after he beat the game, but sometimes this could take quite a while. Now, Ludwig had already completed this challenge in a number of other Pokemon games, but only in their base versions. This would be his first ROM hack. Better yet, it would be a ROM hack made specifically for him. Mogul Platinum is an edited version of Renegade Platinum made to be just slightly easier because Ludwig had never attempted a game of this difficulty before. Just for fun, he also had himself inserted into the game as the main character and some of his friends along the way as trainers that he would fight, including me. And so began his first attempt at the Mogul Platinum. He lost to his second rival fight while using a level 1 Elekid. And so began his second attempt at a Mogul Platinum. Realizing this was going to take a while, Ludwig had to learn how to tackle the parts he'd already been through quicker and more efficiently. By his 10th attempt, he quashed his reckless playstyle and made it all the way to the final rival fight before the Elite Four. Oops. Alright, so he lost 4 of his best Pokemon. Not too great, but he can still...
We're still in it.
Little did he know, Ludwig was about to find himself among the list of gaming's most tragic misplays. Besides the opponent's Metagross, Ludwig didn't really have anything that could guarantee a deathless victory. With no clear win condition in front of him, he decided to phone in a friend. Who better than the deathless Renegade Platinum Nuzlocker himself, DRXX. The mod gave Drew all the documentation he needed to devise a strategy and save the Ludlock. Coming up to the hour mark between battles, Drew found the solution. A 7-turn play that needed to be executed in orderly fashion with no incoming crits. The plan was simple. Lead with Focus Sash Electivire, use Captivate to lower Espeon special attack, switch to Metagross and use Light Screen, then go to Sceptile. Use Substitute. Swords Dance, and Sweep. Did it play out that way? Not so much, no. Just for fun, let's watch how it went down from Drew's perspective. Keep in mind, this is a play he was asked to make.
All right. Step 1, use Captivate. Captivate when the Pokemon you are fighting is the opposite gender, sharply lowers special attack.
Let's go! Let's go! Yes!
So this Psychic, although super
I
effective,
popularized
fighting
the
type.
Fantina Captivate strat.
Absolutely shred.
It's prepared me for this moment, boys.
Then I can switch out.
Dude, you can even go for
Metagross,
another one.
Who's adept at taking Psychic type moves, being Psychic type himself.
Yeah.
Or
Then you
actually,
light screen.
Metagross doesn't have gender.
He's fine,
Now
dude.
I use light
screen. Heck
a
yeah.
move which increases
Yeah. Reflect, that's fine. That's
my
fine.
defense against
Oh,
special
I can't
moves.
type. Anyways,
Then
that's
I
fine.
switch into
And then you go back and you sub and you set up, baby.
This Espeon -2 special attack and a light screen.
Yes.
I should be able to tank almost any
Yes.
move. Now bear in mind,
That's fine. That's
Reflect
fine.
is used last turn.
Yeah, so count the reflect
lasts
turns.
for
Count them
8
up.
turns.
Count them up.
Let's use one Swords Dance here.
No. You sub first. You sub first. You sub first. Sub first.
So,
Don't risk crit.
we've had 2 turns.
Substitute first. Dude, you sub first. Don't risk crit. Oh no. Sub first.
No! No! No!
Ouch. Hundreds of subscribers banned, thousands of dollars lost. This challenge was starting to poke its head into the real world. It needed to end, but it would go on and on and on until finally, on his 16th run, Ludwig would make it to the Elite Four once again, at the cost of almost his entire team. Out of encounters, he only had the Pokemon left in his box to build a suitable team. The final product was unconventional, to say the least. Tentacruel, Whiscash, Spiritomb, Starmie, Burmy, and Lovedisc. The first 3 Elite Four members went down relatively easily, but would he be able to beat the final Elite Four member, the one who had crushed his dreams those runs ago? And would he still have enough Pokemon left to then beat Cynthia, the champion of champions? The answer to those questions lies in one Pokemon in particular, Whiscash. A Whiscash that needed to get off 6 Dragon Dances. Face to face with the Espeon that ended his 10th run, Ludwig knew what he had to do. Captivate, Switch,
Sub first.
Substitute, Dragon Dance, Sweep. And that's all there was to it. Lud had made it to the champion, but could he do it again? Yep. Whiscash did its dance, raised its speed to +6, and swept through Cynthia's entire team before they got a chance to move. Finally, after 16 attempts in 3.5 months, Ludwig finally did it, and he unbanned over 230 people that had gotten banned along the way. As you can tell, sometimes all it takes is one good strategy. The hard part is finding that strategy. Even though Mogul Platinum is an edited version of Renegade Platinum, they didn't share the same solution. Of course, there's not just one way to beat every game. What you're seeing here is the guide for Pokemon Dark Rising 2. By guide, I mean it's just a list of the game's boss fights and their Pokemon. It's up to you to figure out how to beat them. And yes, this is the sequel to the game that didn't have a completed hardcore Nuzlocke for over 9 years. Speaking of which, it's about time that somebody finally beat it. The year is 2022. A streamer named Burrito is on their 8th attempt of the hardcore Dark Rising Nuzlocke. Having played this for quite some time, Burrito is starting to notice, hey, this game might actually be broken. Aside from the derpy sprites, swapped cries, and abilities that switch when you change your Pokemon's nickname, it seems like the creator didn't know about the physical special split. Not only that, but some moves were just missing their secondary effects. Roost, for example, didn't get rid of your flying type. Burrito also had a rough time discerning when the AI was smart and when it was random, both of which you need to play around in different ways. But over the course of 3 months, Burrito would do what no one else could. But what if I told you this wasn't Burrito's only first? Just a year earlier, he was the first person to successfully complete a hardcore Nuzlocke of a very popular Pokemon ROM hack called Pokemon Radical Red. What makes this game so special is that it's always evolving. Rather than make sequels that add new Pokemon moves and features, Radical Red gets updated on a consistent basis, making it more like a live service game without the microtransactions. Some of the added features include character customization, level scaling, and even a hardcore mode made specifically for Nuzlockers. Because of this, every time a new update comes out, the community flocks to see who can beat it first. Burrito was the first to beat version 2.3. Version 3.1, the latest version as of the time I'm making this video, has yet to be beaten. Let's talk about version 3.0, released on July 9th of 2022. Only 2.5 weeks after its release, a streamer named 3Plates would be the first to beat it, deathless. A little over 2 weeks later, another streamer named Dexa would beat it as well. The reason they were able to beat it so quickly and in a hardcore deathless mode to boot is because they'd spent so much time playing previous versions. Yes, there were new Pokemon and mechanics, but these players knew the game so well that they were easily able to play around the new changes. Using their strats, others were also able to beat version 3.0 soon after. Today, you can find dozens of creators streaming their Nuzlocke no matter what time of day or night you try to watch. And because new Pokemon games and fan games are always coming out, the Nuzlocke community is always evolving. What I think is really cool about Nuzlocking is the fact that it brings people together so much. Nuzlocking started as a webcomic, but it was a webcomic that people really related to. They really understood, they really felt like they were a part of the journey. Nuzlocking has changed a lot since its inception. There's obviously major differences between one guy creating a webcomic to share a challenge run of his favorite video game compared to, a massively created animation with over 80 million views compared to the best Nuzlocker in the world taking on the hardest Nuzlocke live in front of 10,000 people. But what I think is neat about all three of these is that there's this shared sense of community. Pokemon is notoriously a single-player game, but Nuzlocks bring people together. Whether to celebrate the highs and commiserate the lows, or whether to work together to beat one of the hardest games ever created, Nuzlocking brings people together. And that's what I think is really special about it. So no matter the game, no matter if it's the first casual run or a hardcore deathless Nuzlocke, I'm confident that Nuzlocks will be here to stay for a while.
But then I DM'd you, I'm like, hey, I was just behind you in line. You're cool music. Yeah. But then I DM'd you, I'm like, hey, I was just behind you in line. You're cool music. Yeah. And now you're on a podcast.
And then you typed out da 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 da
yeah.
da.
I said, I like that. Dude, you know what's funny?
Whoa! Jesus, fuck! Oh! How did you even know I was coming back to the room? Oh.
What is that sweater, bro? What? Why are those coming with new shit?
This isn't new. I've had this for at least a
And you're
year.
always coming with new shit. That's
You're always coming with new shit, bro. What is it?
It's not new.
I got it from an old guy at an estate sale. He's dead.
Oh, really?
What?
You're wearing your necro wear?
You didn't get it from an old guy. You just went to an estate sale.
Well, yeah,
No,
but
he got it
is
from the
dead.
old guy. They had him hanging all
They have the body
like
open
Psycho
casket.
Mantis from the ceiling.
The only thing that you can buy is just off his body.
Yeah.
Straight
So open the casket. Okay, maybe
Everything
not
is
today.
a full. He's like this mannequin right as you walk into the estate sale, and you could buy the full outfit that they rotate into.
Yeah.
Oh my
You gotta
God.
pluck it from a tree like apples.
Hey, welcome back to the yard, everybody. Episode 100.
It's episode
featuring
100.
Baby
Episode
No
100.
Money.
Yeah, you're 100th
No, it's
episode.
not. I was like, no, it's not.
We don't know what episode it is ever.
We've been saying 100 for about
I think
7
it's
episodes.
85. I used to shit on you guys for not knowing. Now I never know.
84.
Why? What are you wearing? By the way,
no, it's
audio
not.
listeners, you might be like, "Who's that fifth guy?"
Yeah, it's Aiden. I know. He dyed his hair.
All right. Can I throw you in a scenario?
Sure.
You're in an Uber, and
Smells like farts.
and he loves talking.
Oh my God, this
And he's
happened 2 days ago.
Hey, what do you do? You seem like you're not from LA.
What do you do? Why are you wearing a
We're
hat? It's
role-playing.
hot.
Hey man, like I study kinesiology at University of British Columbia, and I
You're Canadian?
Oh, I'm Canadian. Yes,
Ugh.
sir. And every time I get in an Uber, people
Fuck
usually
those
ask,
Canucks, huh?
"Oh yeah, they suck." But Elias Pettersson he's really talented.
Hey, what about the beans at Timmy's, huh? It's like fucked it all
You're
up.
also in the Uber.
It's so bad. Yeah, you're in the Uber too.
This is my homie Jack. He rides with me.
What's up?
Yeah, you guys are doing runs, dropping drugs off at the same
Bro,
time.
the Timmy's beans suck, bro. Hey, this guy rules.
Wait, have you seen that though? It's like the DoorDash couples.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like
that.
1
His and
in
hers.
4 deliveries are couples.
Yeah.
His and
It's just
hers.
like, why not?
You get to hang out with somebody all day. They don't got shit else to
I
do.
feel like it kind of defeats I feel like the whole point of it is like, oh, it's like you have all this downtime. You can sort of make money, extra income doing that. But
No.
both of you are doing it.
Well, what if
One of you could also be driving.
Think about how
you two
empowering it
cars?
is.
Are you kidding me?
You can do bike.
Empowering?
Speak to that.
Yeah, your significant other is currently gaining money in front of you. You're like, hell yes, powerful.
Yeah, there's the green plus sign number.
Babe, I just made 14 on that.
Yeah.
Oh, I love you.
Is it BB no money?
It's BB baby, whatever you.
What
yeah.
what
It's
what do
baby.
you
It's
like
ba-
to
it's
be
baby.
called? What
It's-
did your
yes.
mom name you?
Alex. But
What?
yeah, isn't that a total mindfuck?
Alex?
It's baby no money.
Okay,
That's it. Yeah.
perfect.
call
What
me
did
baby if you
what
want.
were some workshop names for your stage name?
There really were none.
Really?
This is Day Dot.
Okay, so I was in this group called Broke Boy Gang when it was just like all my friends is how I started like making rap music. We just like get high and laugh over stupid beats, and it was terrible, obviously. And then I was Baby Freestyle then, and then we went to go make like jerseys when we did our first show. It was kind of sick.
Too long.
And yeah, it was too long, and
too
the
many
guy who
characters.
made it shortened it to BBNO $, and then I was like, oh, Baby No Money, and then I was like, that's catchy.
I think Baby Freestyle is one of the funniest rap names
Baby
ever.
It was really
Freestyle
bad
rules.
because I'm
I
so bad at
love that.
freestyling. So freestyle.
You're good.
yeah.
I've done it once.
Yo,
this exact
sway.
Sway in the moment.
5 fingers of death.
Dude, this being a ploy to get you to do the 5 fingers of death badly.
Oh my god, that'd be so brutal.
What a different path I could have been on if I had just committed, because I once was high too at my friend's basement and we did freestyles. I just didn't. I was like, this was bad. Someone made a sister sex joke in the rap and the freestyle.
Like an incest joke?
Yeah.
And
And
Like
that
about-
someone
about
was,
your
that someone
sister.
that was
No,
a friend
about
of yours.
their own.
okay,
Didn't play well.
I think that's cool.
It's because you had to keep rhyming off the last word, and I think someone said fister, and so
Oh,
and he's like,
know.
yeah, I fucked my sister.
yeah.
And then everyone was like, what?
Blister, twister. There's so many other ways.
Twister's
To,
And then someone else was like, yeah, I got a blister. And then it came back to the other guy. He's like, yeah, fuck my sister.
no, seriously, guys, this is fun. Yeah,
Well, yeah, it was
career.
Happy Castle and then Scary Castle, and you went down the Happy Castle of YouTube influencer, and Alex went down the Scary Castle of being a rapper,
yeah.
which is crazy. How old are you?
I'm 27. How old are all you guys?
26.
27.
We're
Same
in a weird
age.
order.
I'm 32.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. We're all pretty much the same age.
No,
Give
don't
or
say
take.
that.
There's like a medium.
Yeah, but there's also a
Yeah,
number
there is an
that's-
average of our ages.
There's an outlier. You can remove the outlier.
There is.
If
It
we
is a
took-
data set.
If we took all our ages, added them up, and divided them by 5, we'd have a number.
we would
That's
have
crazy. How
We
you
would
think
have
of
a
it.
clear
I wouldn't have
number.
thought.
Are you happy?
Dude, I ask that myself every single day.
Every day, right?
Day.
I can tell it in your eyes.
I think I am. Because like, dude, we gotta do this. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like.
But you made a sad song.
But that's because I'm a sad boy sometimes.
Oh, okay. So sometimes you feel happy, sometimes you feel sad.
like
Tell us more.
Rappers are dynamic.
That's real shit, man. Wow.
Take a pill and go to sleep.
You might be wondering why Baby No Money is on this fucking podcast. It's because Nick saw him in an airport 2 years ago. So that's kind of cool.
When was it? When
It
was
was like 4 months ago.
2
4
years
months ago?
and to the day.
2 years ago. Yeah,
During
there you go.
COVID.
2 years.
I think I want
They
to say I
fly
was on the
without
pod,
masks
but
on.
Yeah, I was at LAX
Brave.
and I'm very late to a flight with my girlfriend, and I see like 4 people ahead of me is you, and I'm like, oh, that's Baby No Money. That's the rapper, and she's like, who? And I'm like, that's kind of funny. And then, I'm like, I want to say hi, and you had gotten out, and I'm late, and I haven't gotten through yet, and I'm like, okay, well, it's either like be late to my flight or say hi. So I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
So I went on my flight. But then
And
I
then
DM'd
you
you. I'm like,
DM'd
hey,
me.
I was just behind you in line. You cool music.
Yeah.
And now you're on a podcast.
And then you typed out da 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 da.
I said, I like that. Dude, you know what's funny? You know what's funny is yesterday I was just on Instagram and I got an ad for like Photoshop plugins and it was just your music.
Dude,
What?
am I getting paid for that?
Not at all.
Dude, yeah. Hey,
It was like, check out
Do you
these
guys
cool
have like
plugins.
a lawyer firm too that you can
Dude,
pick up?
hey, I also am in ads. It's just me reacting to a game that I didn't play.
That's dope.
And it's
Oh,
like
yeah, I saw
War
that.
Dragon 4000. It's me being like, "Fuck, man, I blundered."
It's like, I love war. Dragons.
it's like, oh, I lost my chess piece that is a knight in chess. And they're like, play War Thunder.
Yeah, that happens.
Hey,
So
you got your muscle here. Tell your muscle that you gotta crack down.
Yeah, he is the muscle over here. Look at the big old beard on him too.
I thought you meant Aiden.
I did not.
that's our muscle.
He's got the Monclizzy.
Yeah.
Do I look like I have
And the
muscle?
Clizzy
Do I
looking
look
like Spooky
intimidating?
Black.
Yeah, he kind of do be looking like Spooky
You
Black.
look like you
right
got
now.
a sleeper build.
Yeah?
You must be. Are you a TikTok fiend?
Wait.
or-
Somehow
Yeah.
he's spooky white. Okay, go on.
I'm obviously an advocate of TikTok because it's done so much for my career. But like, if I could wake up and just drink coffee and then make music and do absolutely nothing else, I would. But unfortunately, I can't.
But like, do you casually browse TikTok?
Not really.
Really?
Not really.
Wow.
Because if I do, well, I have to when I'm like putting music out so I can like pick up on trends a little bit better.
Sure.
But otherwise, like, I try not to. I just like kind of just lurk on their apps. Honestly, Twitter's probably the best app.
You
Just,
said
like, the
when,
stupid
you,
app.
when you met Ludwig, you were like big
Wait,
fan.
are you just gonna let that slide?
Yeah, dude, I'm on Twitter all the time.
I agree. Yeah.
Really?
It's literally
Well,
like
what do we? Is YouTube part of that circle?
I think best app. He said Twitter is the best
Like
app.
to burn time on?
I
feel
actually
like-
think
okay,
it's the
yeah.
calculator. So talking best
I
app.
just do 2 + 2 and
'cause
I
I
do
like
equal.
math and science.
Yeah.
Actually, do you watch YouTube?
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely like grown up watching YouTube. I remember like the Smosh era, dude. Like that was.
We met that guy.
We had him on the
Really?
show.
We met
Yeah,
John
Anthony.
Smosh.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
Jonathan Smosh.
It's crazy. It's one guy.
Yeah.
And he just splits into
He just
two
has a mirror.
I did a stream yesterday where I looked at the most popular videos in history of YouTube. So like at a certain point, they're the most popular video,
Yeah.
and one of them is the Smosh Pokemon video. And I
Yeah.
watched that again, and then I forget which one, but one of them just pops out they do the Asian eyes. They like go full fucking.
shit.
No, show us. What do you mean?
So it's like
Show us.
No, I can help
show
you.
us
So
with your
it's like,
fingers in your face.
and then, but it was like I think it was meant to be Brock, but it was just like I was just watching this. I was just watching this on stream, and I was like,
18,000 people
Yeah,
are just
don't know
going
about that one.
doing
Yeah,
that.
I was like, is this one of the best YouTube videos of all time?
This is why I love it.
Tier list.
This is why I love it.
It's so interesting because YouTube is like obviously probably the easiest format to just get into because it's just all like long form video content. But dude, there's just like too much content out these days. You know what I mean? Like I don't even know where to start sometimes. I'm like, all right,
With making or consuming?
Consuming, dude.
because like making I guess making you don't really need to have any idea what is popular because if you don't have an idea what's popular, you'll probably pop faster. In
Lovely.
reality.
What do you think?
What?
You're the YouTube guy. You agree with that?
You know what?
He wasn't listening. He
I've had
wasn't
about-
listening.
I'll
No, he's just gonna say
I'll
something
tell you
different.
what I've been thinking of. I'll tell
He
you.
literally wasn't listening to what I speak.
He was going-
It's
honestly,
so funny.
he was still
There was
going
Mickey
da-da-da.
driving a steamboat.
Okay, yo, boss, your hair is immaculate right now.
Dude,
He just got a cut.
appreciate
Yeah.
that. What do you
Okay.
walk? Show me underneath.
Show us what you got.
Reveal.
Show us the hairline. Oh, it's perfect.
Oh my
actually
god!
I don't use shampoo on my hair and I don't use conditioner.
Oh my god.
Why didn't you tell me
It
this?
still
hairline's
do be looking
insane.
good though.
Okay, well you just told us you're filthy. I
Why
don't
do you
understand.
wear a beanie?
Cause I don't know. I just like started wearing it when I was starting this music thing, and
It's a weed stack.
I like no, I don't smoke weed. I really like having my.
You used to.
Used to,
Did you wear a beanie when you used to?
of course.
Okay. All right.
That's
I
what
mean,
you
yo,
do.
check this out.
Keep
Check
your
this out.
weed.
Is
check this out,
music
check
your weed?
this out. Look how vile this is. So I've only had 2 beanies ever. Look at the
Oh
look at the
my
fade.
god.
Dude.
It's two-tone.
Yeah.
It looks
a
like
color
it looks like an
Two-Face,
empty
man.
bottle of Pepto
Did
Bismol,
it
like a
start
half empty
all
bottle.
day?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That is
Yeah.
crazy.
It's
Okay,
great.
what I was thinking when you were talking is you were saying that there's so much on YouTube, because I've been thinking about that too. And it feels like at the same time there's.
You think about how we're all Stardust?
No, I've been thinking about how I feel like everything on YouTube. Sometimes I zone out and I'm like, man, it's all shit. It's all fucking shit. There's so much, but at the same time,
You don't
there's
mean that.
nothing.
Oh, you're me pilled.
No.
Yeah.
You guys just don't watch enough like niche documentary and iceberg video. Like there's a whole sea out there that
You
will
get-
waste your life. And
I feel like what happens is someone finds something, right? They find like a little piece of gold.
Yeah.
They've come with maybe it's the original iceberg video or whatever, and then every other MFer around is like, that worked, and then they all do that thing, and then it's just done until it's no longer cool.
I guess, but like, yeah, I think documentaries in general, it's like because you're just learning. Whether it's about real history or about like Metal Gear
I learned
Solid
when I watch
character.
Smosh. I feel like
You do?
Yeah, like what not to do with your eyes. I learned that one in 2008.
Oh.
Have you guys ever watched Cartnarks?
No.
Huh?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
he's bigger on TikTok, no?
I don't know if he's bigger on TikTok, but yeah, he just goes around like, you know when people like don't push their carts back into like the cart lobby in like grocery stores, he just goes around with like a
Cartnark.
Yeah, Cartnark. And
It's
he
like
just,
Bait
he's just
Cart.com.
like, yeah, he just stands in front of their car and he's just like, yo,
Yeah.
return it. And they lose their mind.
They're
every
really
time.
awkward interactions because he'll
It's
just sit there
crazy.
and he'll be like, ma'am, you got to return your cart. And then he'll put the cart right behind the car. So that they have to get out. And then
Can you
they'll,
look this up, Zipper?
and then they go nuts. They're like, I'm going to call the police right now. And he's like, ma'am, you just got to put your cart back. And then like something, he's like this little sticker, or I don't know if it's a magnet sticker, and he'll put it on the car. And he'll be like, didn't put their cart back. And it'll be like, psh, and then they'll always be like, all right, so now you're vandalizing my property. So I see where we've gone with this.
Has this guy Cartnarked his way into some pussy?
Definitely.
She's like, I love how you like the law.
It's like
I think that's
Cartnark uncut version. Yeah. And then it's just him. It's just this girl being like, dude, please move the cart. I'll do anything.
Intro to porn.
Do you guys know who Bunny Fufu, the League player, is? Have any of you seen this?
League?
League of Legends. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's the former.
In case you were wondering which league we're talking about.
Made by Riot. Spin off of Dota.
Riot Games.
Actually.
No, he's like this former professional League player, and he's not anymore. And he started making YouTube content, but he's making those videos that are like, one kill is one piece of clothing that gets taken off. And there's like that genre of like gaming content that is made to like clickbait like teenage boys into like clicking on it.
Yeah.
But he's doing it for real. And he has like an uncensored Patreon of him doing explicit pornographic acts with porn actresses, but on the basis of what happens in League of Legends games.
Wow.
And
That's tight.
And apparently he is making more money than he ever did as a pro player. And he played when pro salaries were like at their peak.
Wow.
Is he hot?
He's
Or is
like,
he like a
he's
normal-
like kind of a normal
He's got
guy.
the
I
Bunny
feel like.
Fufu.
He's Bunny
You know,
Fufu.
Bunny Fufu.
And he's just playing strip league with porn stars.
He's like every
That's
Baron
so
kill,
sick.
I cream pie my girlfriend.
Are the porn stars also playing League?
I think they're. I don't know. I gotta be honest. I haven't watched the content.
He's like
so
cussing
Should we
them out.
sub?
Yeah, we should.
That
should
part
sub
of me
in
was
right
like,
now.
we have to sub and find out.
Yeah. I think it's a great
Do the
idea.
homies have to sub to his Patreon?
Dude, when you got here, you saw Ludwig, or when Ludwig got here because he's late, and then you said big fan. Was that true?
It's definitely true.
You watch
I
Ludwig?
think I don't like personally like sit down like every single living, breathing moment of the day and watch you, but I've definitely seen some content.
Just the step under that.
But I've definitely seen some content. I'm like, oh wow, like this is meticulously thought out. This is really good. This is interesting.
He's been the one swatting us the whole time.
Meticulously thought out. Did you hear that, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, baby, no money's the one that
AKA,
swatted Ludwig.
balls are huge.
Got big balls.
Yeah, big-
Everything you're
big
saying is
steamy
true and
balls.
wise. Steamy's maybe not so, but
I mean, we all got steamy balls when we're in the yard, man.
Yes, sir.
Are
He
you
gets it.
uncut or cut?
Ooh.
Yeah, big question.
I'm uncut.
Wow.
Wow, welcome to the club.
Is it a
Really?
Canada
You're uncut
thing?
too?
Yeah, this is the
it's
cut
just like
side.
it's just
That's
a
the cut
it's just
corner.
a
This is
goated
the
person
handsome
thing.
side.
To be clear, don't say it's a Canada thing because it's only an American thing or a Jewish
Oh
tradition.
my god, dude, you are so. You look so
I got mine done at
good.
the fucking
Your hair
barber
looks
shop.
so good.
Yeah, your hair
Thanks.
does look.
I appreciate that.
It looks like a
Amazing.
Lego piece.
Like, we should all just go bald because your hair is so good right now.
I'll
already
be
on my way
honest.
So I guess you're already there.
What's
So
up?
I was on my way. I normally get my hair cut at Supercuts. I was on my way to Supercuts, and then Judy stops me at the door. She like blocks the door. She's like, no. I'm like, babe, what's wrong? Supercuts is great. They get me in and out in 15 minutes. And she's
I'm
like,
trying to watch the game and get my hair cut at the same time.
she's like, you gotta get a barber. And so I go to this barber place, and it's like one of those barber places that's like a building with 30 barbers inside of it. You ever see those?
Oh.
And there's like just
a bunch of chairs.
There's a bunch. It's, No, it's a
Yeah.
bunch of little like 2-seat office spaces just for barbers, and they all run their own business inside
Yeah.
of this larger complex.
Wait, I've never seen this. I've lived
Wait,
here my
this
whole
is
life.
like super. This is
It's
just like
pretty
how
common.
salons work.
Yeah, it's pretty because it's like
Oh, but it's one company.
No, it's like a WeWork.
It's
Yes.
Yeah. It's kind of
Yes.
like a chiropractic clinic, but for the hair.
Yes.
How have I never seen that?
How
What the fuck?
chiropractors work?
Yeah, that's how like physiotherapy and like
Yeah, there's
chiropractic
just a
typically works.
room, and
Yeah.
it says 209, and they fuck you up on it.
So I go to this place and I start, because you can't get access to the building unless you have like an appointment with a barber. And I'm there and I start cold calling. I'm sitting out front and I'm like cold calling every single one. I'm like, hey, can you take me? They're like, no. And finally, this dude, Leo, my man, he's like in a very thick accent that I won't use.
No, go ahead. It's a tonal language.
But I've
What do
been
you
working
think?
on. It is a tonal language.
I've been working on it in private.
In the car.
While I watch Mosh.
He was like, I'll take you. And so I go in for my haircut and we don't say a word. It was the greatest haircut of my life.
Nice.
That's great.
He doesn't ask me a single question about myself. There's a language barrier, so I ask him about himself. He doesn't say shit back to me. And I'm like, and he just does his thing. And I came out with this. And now I have a new
that
barber.
today?
This is 2 days ago.
He has a new guy.
I got a guy now. His name's Leo.
I don't think
loves
I've
this
ever
guy.
had a guy.
He's actually friends with Tungwa. They're actually
They're not
No,
friends.
they're not friends.
Somehow that's problematic.
No, it's not.
Have you ever had a guy for anything? Like
What do
one
you mean?
person you
Dude,
go
he's
to?
got a guy here.
Yeah, the Monclizzy.
Yeah.
I got.
I was like, again, I got
I
confused.
do got a guy back there
That
too.
time I thought it was me.
Yeah, no, it is you, man.
Ludwig's a guy.
Yeah,
He's
I'm
like, hey, you want, like, we need a dumpster. He doesn't call the trash company. He calls a man who has a truck.
John.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like he likes to have his guy, and he's like, that's my guy. I don't care if there's better or worse in the world.
Yeah,
That's
that's
my
my
guy.
I will go to that restaurant every single time.
And
for
it's
the
and in
rest
my
of
head, it's the
time.
best restaurant of this type of food in the world.
To be fair, this is how business works, guys.
The worst example of this was Ludwig loves this one Korean restaurant that's next to our house, and it's 15 minutes away, and we would go there all the time. But then we discovered a Korean restaurant that was 5 minutes from the house, serves the same food, and it is as good.
Not the same. Not as good.
Also, the name is really close too. Like, it was crazy. It may as well have been a chain.
And we were like,
Not
wow.
as good.
And Ludwig would just refuse to go there. It's
there's
like,
no guy.
it's not my
He
guy.
can walk. He can walk to the one that's closer.
You walk.
I guess I like feeling special. I like going to my coffee place and they know me
Because
and
you're
they
not
know my
fucking
order.
special enough on this fucking planet. That's insane. You are insane. Not only when in your most private moments,
Someone sends me $2,000.
Yeah. I haven't gotten any attention in 40 minutes. I'm
You're
gonna go to get
misunderstanding me.
coffee.
It's not about the attention. It's about this human connection.
A
that
guy
I'm forming.
donated $2,000 to watch me do a dance move I made up. And to
That's
feel
crazy.
special, I went and met this guy.
That's work.
That is crazy.
That's work. The sushi's pleasure.
I see.
You guys are more similar than the rest of us. You and Ludwig. You like got like.
Talking about me and Alex.
Rappers.
I'm talking about you and Alex. You both rap.
We do both rap.
Alex and I actually.
Alex,
Okay.
oh,
First of all,
You are the same.
he went to UBC. He went to UBC.
You have a-
campus.
Me educated.
you have a kinesiology degree. I have an English degree. You can't pipe up right now.
Yeah, no,
okay.
that's it. Could be.
I actually do.
you dope.
I did a Sporkle quiz of literary books and how characters die, and it was 20 like deaths, and it was like pushed off a building, whatever, with like classic books.
Oh,
I
would've
went
killed that.
1 for 20.
Really?
You hit
Yeah.
Lenny?
That's sick.
Would you hit Lenny?
I hit how Marvin died from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy,
Oh, I don't even
which
know
was
that one.
deconstructing after like 4
Is this
millennia.
spoilers?
No, it's Marvin. I mean, it's like what? No one gives a shit.
Are you spoiling
It's
the book?
Marvin. They're fine. It's Marvin.
Hey, Ant-Man dies at the end, but
It's not a book. Does he actually?
Yo, is Ant-Man a good movie? I haven't seen
No.
it.
Fuck Ant-Man and fuck Marvel.
Wait, what the fuck was
what
that,
happened?
man?
What?
Sorry.
Are you okay?
Sorry. I got
My
upset.
hater-
The controversy's coming
so
out.
I'm on this like I'm not allowed to be a hater for 6 months thing, and I'm like trying to keep all my hater energy out.
It's
Do you
kind
know,
of it's
do you
kind
know
of like
about his
Nona.
legacy?
And it's spilling.
know.
It's spilling out into everyone.
I've noticed myself as he does this. I've noticed myself being more of a hater.
Look,
Can I-
man, it's just a reflection of your insecurities.
It is,
Ooh,
yeah. Which I no longer have because I don't hate.
For real.
So what's up,
Alex,
pussies?
Can I give you an example of how he was a hater, although he's reformed now, just
Yeah.
to get context? He used to have on post notifications for my tweets.
Oh yeah.
Then he would dissect how funny they are, and if he thought they weren't funny, he would message me and roast me for it.
That's hard.
This is
Hey, look at him
That's
now,
fucking-
millionaire.
Billionaire.
That was before the money.
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah,
That's when
he
it mattered.
stopped talking for 4 months.
No, it wasn't 4 months.
3 months?
No, we squashed.
6 weeks.
It wasn't even 6 weeks.
Are you bartering?
Give me something.
It was just not
You're
true.
not working with me.
It was a
feel bad,
couple
please.
weeks, and it was actually really sad, and I had to rethink how I treat my friends. It was
And
a
then
big
you
moment.
kept being a hater, and I thought a really apt tweet. I don't know if you can pull up Mike Hayes' tweet zipper from yesterday.
Oh yeah. Just go through my mentions.
Yeah,
and
the
find
culture
it.
of
This is former pro Smash player Mike Hayes who tweeted out about slime in his just record
He was,
of
like,
hatred.
afraid of like tweeting something because I'd like be a hater at him, and we're friends. And
You guys ever want to tweet, but then you see slime tweeted recently, so you camp it out because the potential to get flamed is too high. That's how much he hates.
He's talking
That's
about me.
fire, dude.
Dude, that is so funny.
And then Contra's talking about getting people responding. You scroll down, and then I have my new favorite reaction image. If you click on
Oh,
Contra's
the
tweet.
Mario penis.
No.
Oh.
It's
Yeah,
it's
you
bald
like them.
Krillin being smug.
Dude, if I
or baby Krillin.
if I take the day shift, Mike will never tweet. We can take him down.
You guys are just talking about
shut him up
bullying.
forever.
Bullying exists.
Yeah,
No, I love
just
Mike.
close your eyes. Speaking of tweets, me and Slime have a question for you, Alex.
Yeah, we've been wondering
we've
this.
been labbing something about you. We've been wondering something. Like maybe have you figured out like a key to life or some sort of cheat code? Because you basically only tweet about boobs.
I'm gonna be honest. Everyone just likes boobs, dude. Like,
sure, right. But it's
Yeah.
like you're kind of like you're waking up every morning and it's like
It's
like
a lot.
It's like 50 first dates, kind of. It's like you like Groundhog's Day.
Can I
It's
see an
like,
example of
50
this?
first pairs.
Zipper, can you just go to his Twitter?
Yeah.
Is
Let's
it a
do a
lot?
bit of an
We'll
audit
see
right
one in
now.
the first 5 seconds.
Really?
I'm
Yeah.
confident.
yeah, there's not much of an audit needed. I mean, it's just
Have you
I
tweeted
like
about
boobs. Do you guys like boobs?
Of course.
I'm
like
a connoisseur. Yeah, I don't know if I don't know if I tweet about it once.
It's just like
once
funny,
a
I don't
day.
You know what
It's
else
not
I
once a
like?
day. It's
I
not-
like
no.
Super Smash Bros.
Yeah, it's like
You know what I'm saying?
Mario.
I like my boobs paywalled and in League of Legends games. That's how I like it.
You're bringing that up a lot.
I think we could check it out together. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, what's the deal? You're a handsome guy. You down bad? What happened?
I feel like it's funny to be like openly down bad about things.
Okay.
Because like everyone realistically is, to be honest. It's
I mean,
just,
we're
like,
all down bad
it's
about
all
something.
relatability, bro. And at the end of the day, I feel like I make my rap music is like so unbelievably stupid and unrelatable. And then I can be relatable via just being a normal dude on social media. And then I also make quote sad music because I am a sad
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
And I just love boobs so much. So that's all I can fucking say.
You're extremely human.
Dude, you know what would be a
Yeah.
hard ass mix up if you were just like, I hate boobs.
Wow.
Just once.
Oh, that's a good tweet.
Just once.
I'm social media manager. Can you workshop that one?
I bet you send that shit right now. It's your biggest tweet this month.
Okay,
Tweet it right now.
This is one of the things I fucking hate about Twitter is like if you were kidnapped and you had to send one tweet so that people knew you were kidnapped because your killer let you tweet one thing out, but you couldn't tweet that you were kidnapped, what would you tweet out? It's
Yeah.
like, bro, I would tweet I hate boobs.
That's kind of real.
That's what Kyle and the boys are thinking of.
Yo, money got kidnapped.
So you tweet that and your friends are like, "Is he okay?"
Bro, I saw. Are you all right, dude?
Is that your stoner?
Dude,
Yeah, it's just
imagine
my
if-
Kyle and the boys.
Imagine in an alternate universe that we all woke up and we're like, boobs fucking suck.
Yeah, that
No,
would be
I've thought about
crazy.
this a lot. How powerful we'd be. I feel like I would do like more pull-ups. I could like run
Alpha
slightly
as fuck.
further.
This
Yeah.
is literally
like-
Sigma culture,
This
right?
is the slippery slope to nofap right now.
It's a
This is
slippery
what-
slope to red pill.
How many months till November?
We're a ways out, bro.
It's a difficult question.
It's far. Me like counting it
What
out on my
direction are we
fingers.
Fuck, dude. It is NoFap November, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait, you're saying
no
it's
nut
called that?
November.
Isn't it?
You're not
Yeah.
saying you're not asking for in it. You're
Oh,
asking.
it's
if
no
it's-
nut November. There it is. Yeah.
No, but yes.
No fap is just as long as you can
To
do
be
it.
clear,
right?
you don't think it's November.
What's November?
Do you know we're not in November
Okay.
right now?
Wait, what?
You're sure you don't smoke?
I go,
It's
Wait,
just been a
boobs
really
November? What happened?
where am I?
Are your best friends people from before you made music or after?
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
All right.
I mean,
you
yeah,
don't
fuck
smoke
you
weed.
guys. I don't smoke weed.
Do you have
Not
rapper
anymore.
friends?
Yeah, I mean, like I have a
Wait,
couple
before
friends.
or after? Did I?
Yeah, you didn't answer the
I
question.
said
Before,
from before or from after? You said
just said yes.
He said he answered as you're saying after. I think all his friends are from before.
Yeah. Sorry, I
Gotcha.
I missed that one.
I thought maybe I heard it because you guys kind
No,
of.
honestly, you guys are just my best friends. Anyone in the past, fuck them.
Let's go.
Moving forward.
I've moved on.
Can we do a yard feature? Do you get asked that a lot?
Dude, honestly,
The yard cipher.
let's do it.
Dude, we do a yard cipher. That'd be hard.
That shit would suck.
Dude, I would love to
Yeah. Hell fucking suck.
I can't even joke.
I'd be like the Vinny Paz of our group. I'd be real cerebral and talk about like the government.
I'd be the taco.
You're okay. Yeah, you are like the taco. Yeah, and you're the baby no money.
I'd wear my new James shirt in the video.
That's sick.
New James.
It's just upsetting.
My goal is to pronounce it a new way every time I say it.
Yeah, you have a limited amount before you get racist, by the way. Just so you know. I do want to top. I thought about this yesterday. I was like, I want a top 100 iTunes song.
It would be cool.
I don't know why, but I want
If your
one.
Christmas song didn't get there, did it not?
No, I don't think.
No,
I don't
Mariah
think so.
will kick his dick every
No,
year.
I fucking stunt on that.
You
bitch.
don't stunt.
I
You don't stunt on
I
Mariah
stunt
Carey.
on that.
You're
hoe.
stunting on Mariah Carey.
I stunt
You know
on
about
her.
his Christmas album? He recorded a Christmas album of 5 covers of Christmas songs, and now it starts to get steam every year on
Imagine
Spotify.
if it had a rap
Dude, why don't you
verse.
just make originals?
Bro, first of
He's
all,
a
you
streamer.
don't understand like the music game. Like I know you're in the rap game. The singing game's a lot different. All right?
Real music.
I'm a real music type, real heady stuff.
I'm a real
Miracle, spiritual miracle.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Holy
So you
shit,
gotta
right
get
there.
it.
That was
Yeah.
crazy.
Don't worry about it. Y'all can use it for later.
I made one original song. It's called actually no, it's a parody. I made a parody
I mean,
rap
all my
song that
music
has
parody.
1 million views.
That's sick.
You want to hear it?
But
Zipper, can you pull up I Miss the Old
Oh
Mango?
my god, dude.
Zipper just I don't know if I've heard it grown.
should we make a song? Should we can go to Y2K's house right after this and make a song, all 5 of us, and then drop it on the end of the podcast.
Oh,
So-
yep. Click play on that.
Ken learned how to throw a fuck.
How many views we got here?
Do you follow
Views we
Smash
got.
at all? Do you know who that is on the left?
No, but I know. No, I don't follow.
Do you
I was
play
just
the
about
game?
Have I played the game?
Yeah.
Of course.
Who do you play? Yeah.
Obviously Falcon. I'm not.
And wait, in which one? In which Smash?
Oh, Smash Bros. Melee.
Falcon?
That's
Yeah.
so base.
That's base as hell.
That's very
Not knowing
base.
Mango and playing Falcon is as base as you can get.
I mean, it was just like, the childhood days you put on like 99 lives and just roast with the boys for way too long, and they get sweaty, and then if you get down to like 1 life on like the boss.
Jeez, that's gaming.
Yeah,
All right,
real
let's hear
gaming
it.
hours.
Just give me 15 seconds and get me out.
No, you can play a minute.
It's very
This is what you
long.
wanted, Ludwig. You wanted us to listen to this song.
You
Yeah, but
boost
then,
it?
then I'm in the situation.
Oh,
My
this
arms
shit
are getting
is
sweaty.
lit.
That's Ludwig. That's Ludwig rapping.
Yeah, and the thing about it,
He
it's,
actually made this 2 days ago. He's still
it's kind of cerebral in a way.
he's still big on the whole Kanye vibe.
It's kind of sick.
Yeah.
It's all original too.
Still really into Kanye, which is cool for Ludwig.
It's not even a parody. It's a parody you stole the lyrics to.
Yeah, that is insane.
That's the craziest part. Is that you stole the lyrics from a Redditor.
Yeah.
And it's already a parody.
No, I didn't.
Whoa. Court is now in session.
I thought you wrote
Clear
this.
your name, Ludwig.
No.
Because I know you stole some shit.
Okay, there was a. Okay, first of all, a little context. I made this, I think, 6 years ago when Mango, one of the best Smash players in the world, was falling off. He was getting fucking washed.
Yeah.
And then there was a Reddit thread about how he got washed at a tournament, and the top comment was, "I miss the old Mango." And then instantly, it sparked me in my creative juices.
Okay.
And I
Genius came out.
And I start writing lyrics for that. And I started recording, and I made that video overnight. You won't believe it. Actually only took 1 night to make that.
No.
Yeah.
You're
It's
shitting.
a lot
You
better
are
than most of my
shitting me.
music videos, honestly. So
When his
great.
pen hits the pad, it's like meditation. Like it takes him to like a new
And
world.
then I finished it, but while I was making it, somebody wrote lyrics that were slightly different, slightly altered. And then someone also uploaded their own version as well.
Wow.
In that time.
A race to the bottom.
And so I was last, but I think mine, I mean, clearly it has a lot of, what would you say? Like if you had to rate it?
Banger.
Yeah.
You're so nice.
Dude, I would run that shit back. That's the type of thing you watch the video and you're like, this is why people pay big money for a big music video like that.
Dude, that
Because
means
it's like,
a lot.
dude, the one shot where it goes like black and white when he's sitting on like the high school chairs.
Yeah.
Hard.
Yes, sir.
I felt that emotion.
Yeah. And I took that shot.
Yeah, you didn't even shoot that. So.
No, I shot that. Yeah, I do want to. I want to make a top 100 song. I feel like it's possible. That's why I want to do it.
Anything's possible.
You're gonna need one of my verses.
The horse video, actually, we were watching some of your videos just for some context, and the horse one is great.
Oh, the sophisticated one.
I really like that.
The one,
one.
no, the one where I think you have multiple horse videos. The
It-
one where it's just you and a horse.
It's one
for 2 minutes.
continuous shot of you and a horse.
Oh, just me petting the horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's just a banger.
That's very conceptual. That's high art.
That's high
It's
art.
a 2-minute music video. That's one shot, and he's just with a horse.
Wait,
And it's video. It's not a photo. It's,
I know this is such a
Ari Alexa, so it's an expensive
no
shot.
shit.
Yeah, of course.
That is so funny.
I think it was like $125,000 lens too.
That is so hilarious.
Yeah.
Did you only have that horse for a couple minutes?
Yeah. And I swear to God, that horse smelled so brutal. It's just like shitting the whole time too. It's
You
kind of
struggle
dope.
for your art.
Sacrifice for
That's what I
art,
like
yeah.
about you.
Yeah, I do struggle. We all struggle.
What is like a way to, if you know someone's from Canada, an like, instant way to like call sign them and like bond with them? Besides going, hey, you're from Canada? UBC campus is beautiful.
Love you,
UBC campus is beautiful, honestly.
It's like,
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. It's great. But probably just like if they're smoking a cigarette, you can be, hey, you smoking a dart? Or you can be like,
And it works
do you
for
like
Australia,
Trailer
too.
Park Boys? Or
No
Letter-
way. Is Trailer Park Boys big in Canada?
Oh, dude, it's huge.
It makes sense.
Okay,
that is the humor that like transgresses through everybody.
To be fair, this
Interesting.
narrows
The
down
collective of
Canadians
Canada?
and Nelk Boy fans.
yeah.
I don't personally know too many Nelk Boy fans, but Trailer Park Boys, I feel like that shit is high art. Like that.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Seasons 1 through 6 are high art.
It's
Yeah.
amazing. Like they did something. They recorded it as a joke, and then it just blew up immediately.
It was every part of it is beautiful. Literally,
Yeah.
Julian holding the glass of scotch every scene for years is amazing. My trainer is so funny. He's like a 40-something-year-old guy, and he slowly figures out like what I do and like YouTube and like podcasting and stuff. But he still doesn't like care enough to actually check it. But every couple weeks he'd be like, "You guys are like full send, right?"
Oh my God.
And I'm like,
That's pain.
kinda, yeah. Yeah, we send it sometimes, bro. I know.
How deep do you have to go in your life to say, yeah, it's kind of like that? Like grandma? Can you beat grandma?
Well, grandma's not asking you if it's like full send.
If grandma's like, oh, are you like full send? Are you willing to just say sure because you can't explain it to grandma?
Grandma's like, are you gonna fucking send it, buddy? You're like, yeah, Gam, I'm gonna send it.
Do you have
It is weird because there was this thing when I was in high school. This guy called Larry the Enticer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, you know
yeah.
Larry the Enticer? Yeah. So he'd be like,
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
send
send
it."
it, bud. And like that was like a huge thing. And then I guess
Another
full
day, another
send.
beer.
Another day, another beer. The guy rules.
That guy rocks.
Do you
yeah.
know him?
No, I wish. But
fuck.
there was this music video called "Out for a Rip." I don't know.
I love
Out for a Rip. Are
yeah.
you, bud? And I'm pretty sure he was like a part of that. And like this random kid I met at this like music production thing was from like Poland. He like produced the beat. It was just like a weird like mesh in half, but it was sick. I don't know. Canadians are just dope people, I guess. They're just dope people.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
not.
they are.
You are really easy to talk to. I do.
Do you have pride
will
in
say
being
that.
Canadian? Do you have pride? Or are you more?
I
It's just kind of.
definitely enjoy it more than America. I'm gonna be honest.
When
But,
did
like,
you move?
Where would I?
No, when did you move?
I have moved.
You still in Canada?
Yeah, I just sold my apartment. I live with my parents.
Oh, it's so tight.
Yeah, it's sick. So whenever I go home, I have no excuse to hang out with my parents, which is like exactly what I want to do. So I get nurtured by my mom and dad.
You have song that's popular, very popular, wildly popular. Everyone's heard it.
Yeah.
Are you rich now?
Depends on what you call rich, but
That's
I can happily spend $300 on sushi and not look at the price.
Whoa, that's rich.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
rich.
Massive cock.
Yeah. Rich in a few ways. I had a question for you. Fuck, I don't
But
know
it's
what it
not like dumb shit. It's not like you're not like Migos. You know what I mean?
No. I mean,
Wow. Yeah, it's a fucking jump.
You don't got it like that.
So you know Drake. You're not like Drake.
I think a lot of people misunderstand the line between like being really, really, really popular, like suddenly or somewhat suddenly, and then like a generational dynasty like Migos. You know, it's way fucking different.
So from when I was like making music, because I believe that like the producer fee is, producers deserve like their fair share type thing. So I was always giving away like 50% of my records pretty much. So I know a lot of other rappers that pay like beat producers like 1 point and like $250. And it's like
that is crazy.
It's crazy. But so I was like always giving away like 50% of the money that I made pretty much. And I've made majority of my money through just like streaming revenue, because touring is pretty much like you volunteer until you make money. So you lose money.
Volunteer.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's like volunteering, but just touring. You just lose money.
So it's at a loss, is what you're
saying. What does it take for your tour to make money? Like,
you
what's
have
the
to do
difference?
like 1,500 capacities and about like 15 of them to make money.
That is crazy.
Yeah. And then like I just pretty much hit that world in North America, and that's where you can like justify like making like good money. But I make good money off like festivals and stuff like that now. So my touring until like, I mean, I guess COVID hit, so I got kind of boned there. But my year in 2020, I was going to turn a little profit. But I mean, like a tour I did, I literally made like $250, and I did like 25 shows.
That is insane.
Do you still find it worth it because it's enjoyable?
Well, yeah.
Yo, remember that. Write that down.
Oh, enjoyable, bro. Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, you have to do it for the fan, because it's like they're the people that like make your life dope. Yeah, cringe. But it's also super cool because it's like you know you perform your shit live, and it's like people know, like spend time knowing to memorize your lyrics. Like it's ridiculous. Like I'm saying people
it's
on
gotta be a
stage
little
and,
surreal. I didn't think about that. You like
It's
write
really-
something in like your phone, and then all of a sudden like a bunch of people in a big room know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is
There's a
wild.
few popular YouTube videos of like an artist performing for the first time, and then like everyone sings the song, and then the artist is like,
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, you were on Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, that shit
You
was
were on
crazy.
Jimmy Kimmel?
Yeah, it was
Jimothy.
not like I wasn't on like main sit down like he interviews me. Danny DeVito was doing it that night, which was also
Did you
dope.
get to meet Danny DeVito?
I like saw him walk by, but I was like going up on stage at the exact same time, so like didn't really work.
You guys fist bump?
No.
Fellow ASU grad, by the way, not Danny. Jimmy Kimmel.
Explains a lot.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. He's a great guy. It was really cool. It was very nerve wracking being like, oh wow, this is like my first like North American TV like debut type thing. So
You should have asked Jimmy Kimmel what it was like to feed a pig bacon on the Man Show.
You shouldn't have done that, but I do have a question. Let's talk about the outfit for a moment.
Because he did that.
Is that just you
He
off
did
the
that,
top?
and no one fucking talks about it,
yeah,
bro.
and okay, so the
What
pants,
is this?
the pants are from Y2K because I was like, I know, I just got down here. The crazy thing is, get this. So Jimmy Kimmel, I guess, like had someone who was gonna do it that week fall off and just not do it.
Fall off like they said they're not going to do it. They didn't like say the N-word and then get canceled, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, blowing off Jimmy Kimmel, that is hard.
I guess they just, I don't know, they might have gotten sick. And then I got the call on like Sunday, and this is Monday.
Wow.
So we had to do all of this shit in like matters of literally hours.
Was it your guys' job to conceptualize the show?
I was just like, let's do the class. And then Antonio and I were like chopping it up, and they sourced all like the class stuff from like Nickelodeon or like Universal or Warner. I don't know where it was.
Viacom, whatever corporate.
And then I pull,
Overlord.
I'm like, I don't know a guitarist. And then I call up Tim Henson.
You
which
just
is
get Tim Henson.
literally the best guitarist in the world. And I call him, I was like, hey man, I need a favor. I need a favor.
Wait, he's what?
The guitar in in Polyphia.
Oh, Polyphia.
I don't know.
Same thing, really.
Oh.
Really?
Why do we doesn't listen to music?
Dude, Homeboy is crazy. He is so good.
Yeah, he is probably our generation's best guitarist.
I just found out about
without question.
Blondies yesterday, so let me catch up, okay?
Nice. And yeah, it came out really good, man. I was really, really like proud of my whole team, like whipping this out our ass in like 30 minutes type thing. And then yeah, the outfit just didn't make any sense, but it kind of makes sense.
Does the
It's kinda
whiteboard say
working.
beans?
Beans?
Is that what it says? What is
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I do a little skit where I'm like, now we're gonna learn how to sing la la la, and now we're gonna talk about beans because edamame.
Oh,
yeah, okay. I thought you were fucking with me. It does say beans.
I like the Mercedes EQ concert series in the bottom left.
Do you get money for this?
No, I spent a bunch of money.
Oh,
No, that was gonna be my question. Wait,
What?
There was no bread?
Really?
No, why would they pay you? It's free promotion.
Because it's a promotional
yeah.
opportunity.
Dude, it's like the Super Bowl.
It never
It's like the Super Bowl.
stops.
Dude, exposure.
Exposure, it goes all the way to the
But they're
top.
so
Exploitation.
rich.
Goated.
They're so rich. Why don't they just pay?
You would assume.
Like
What?
the Super Bowl makes a lot.
Do you
No, they
think
don't.
there
They make
was
no money.
a...
They don't
Wait, you don't
pay-
think?
No, hell no.
You don't think the Super Bowl makes money? I'm not talking about the artists. Like the,
NFL football league? Sports?
The NFL football league. For sports
you
and
talking about this
balls.
National
Canadian,
Football
bro.
League NFL? No.
Wait, NFL is football, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And the
Yeah,
Super
sorry,
Bowl
sorry,
also
you guys like
football.
football?
We're a couple BC Lions fans, you know.
BC Lions are
No, yeah, it's crazy. Like Rihanna didn't make money for the Super Bowl.
That's
Or
crazy.
like made a small amount of money.
Dude, yeah, not making money? Cringe. But no, The Weeknd, he spent $12 million when he did it 2-3 years ago.
When
He
was
has
in
to
the hallway.
pay for it?
Yeah.
Is it just
What?
to bring yourself, like,
Wait,
even for
wait,
them,
wait.
that
Super Bowl-
opportunity is worth
Wait,
it?
my understanding is that the Super Bowl pays for your production costs, but don't pay you.
No, he lifted $12 million is what I, right? Remember that, Antonio? Was that a thing? It was like something like that, right?
Antonio, you're a guy.
Antonio hit you with one of these.
Fucking no.
Fucking fight over, man.
But yeah, from what I remember, it was like $12 million. I was like, okay,
That's
like you're rich, I
crazy.
get it.
It's crazy because then it's like on you to convert that like ethereal idea of being on the Super Bowl or being on Jimmy Kimmel into something that will make you money.
Surely there are more Rihanna fans than football fans in the world.
Yeah.
Not in America.
She's a world star.
love it.
She's
in the world?
Is it maybe?
She's a world star.
No, 100%.
There are
Rihanna
more
gets it.
Rihanna fans, but I think this will be the most viewed thing Rihanna ever, most viewed performance she ever does.
No, Umbrella.
I think it's like
That's such a good song.
See?
it's like a strategic thing, right? Like if she hasn't, I guess like if she hasn't released music in a while, she does the Super Bowl performance. She makes that like Vogue cover announcement like a week later. Like you keep yourself in the news cycle
Yeah.
for this like extended period of time,
Is
and
that
then you
it?
get like more.
It's all a facade, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
Like,
What's the facade?
the facade is, oh, I'm doing the Super Bowl. Well, I guess if you do the Super Bowl, you're fucking on. So, like, what if you do this? Dude, that'd be sick. You should try to do the Super Bowl.
That's the thing. YouTubers,
You should do your Christmas concert at the Super Bowl.
You know what Rihanna can't do?
I miss the old man go.
Yes, sir. Dude, Rihanna can't go home to her computer and then upload a video that says, I did the Super Bowl and this happened.
Yes, you can.
She
could.
No,
It would
but
blow.
she won't. She won't.
Well,
She
wait,
won't.
I think
YouTubers
the thing,
can.
the difference is that Rihanna could do
She
that
could
and
do
get
that.
more views than any of his.
I
movies.
don't think that
do
she
What?
even needed to
Rihanna Vivo?
sing. They could have just put a pregnant woman on a 100-foot platform in the sky. It's like, that's kind of entertaining.
Here's what I can
to
do
watch.
that she can't
Oh,
do. I can
shit.
ride roller coaster rides. I can skydive.
Don't beef with pregnant women again. Don't do this again.
Hey, I'm just saying.
You do this literally every
Let's
episode.
go ride
All
for
right.
ride at Universal tomorrow.
Every Ludwig fan versus every pregnant woman. Who
That's
wins?
sick. That would go hard.
That would go hard.
No,
Pregnant women win.
Yo, what if Mr. Beast put that on?
Yo, I made
That's a
1,000
big
pregnant
video.
women blind.
Call Jimmy. Call Jimmy.
I made them blind.
Wait, what? You
I made 1,000 pregnant women blind.
so their kids could see.
I'm Mr.
That's
Beast.
crazy, dude.
He could.
Like that. This is like the third eye, man. We
Was
all got
that
it.
was that like the biggest like I guess shock when you start getting bigger and blowing up? Is that like it all is a facade as you go up and it
I think-
materializes?
Yeah, the biggest shock to me was like right when La 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 blew up. Antonio and I were like courting like record labels and shit, and you're just a product. That's it. Like, because I was always like, I have so much like passion for my business and so much passion for making music, and it's an art form, right? But like labels don't give a fuck. They're just like, if it works, let me buy it, type thing.
How
It's
does
just
that
a straight-
manifest? Like, is it the way they talk about you or to you and like?
Well, yeah, they blow a ton of smoke up your ass. Because it's like, what's the point? If you go into a record label, I had this one call recently with this guy that was just like, I'm so rich, I don't have to work with you, but I want to work with you because you're goated. And I'm like,
He
that's
said
a
goated?
Yeah.
Dude.
And I'm like, now that's a good pitch.
I signed that day.
And but like at the same time, it's just like, yeah, to get someone on your side, you're just gonna have to sign them.
So are you unsigned right now?
Yeah, I'm unsigned.
What's the appeal of getting a label when you can like publish your own music? Like, what are you getting out of that deal potentially?
So at that time, like we had no fucking idea what to do with the song. It was doing like 2 million streams a day, and everything in my other catalog was doing like 10, 15,000 streams.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, this is a big song. And I was like, I don't know, like, the knowledge that I had was just not there. So, but now after like so I had Edamame and it did pretty well. It didn't do as well as La, but I like marketed it myself, did this, and like we had like teams and we hired teams. So I kept that independent. So I see like way more of a amount of money from that song.
So you can get like a team on contract or like an agency to come in and
rather than
act as a label.
So the one, there are like definitely a bunch of pros with labels, because like if you're tight for cash, they're just a bank. That's it. So they're like if you're like holy shit, I'm having a viral like success moment.
Instant music video activation. You just do it.
And it's just like how can I expedite this and make the most out of this? And it's like, do I want to be an artist? Perhaps yes. If I don't, then like let's just get the bag.
Have you tried being friends with a streamer?
No.
I have a proposition for you.
I tried streaming like religiously during the top of like 2021. I did like a month straight. I was holding like 2K for a little while doing Minecraft. All I would do is I would dig straight down. I'd be like first one to diamond.
Chat, today we'll be going to Bedrock again.
The stream starts and it's like stream ends if I die by lava. And you just keep going
until you die by lava.
Either hit diamonds or lava.
If we make it to the bottom, we'll just sit there with our thoughts for a while.
That's when we start talking about real shit. But yeah, streaming is honestly difficult as fuck. Like,
it's exhausting.
It's one of the hardest jobs.
It's very, very, very.
You're basically a Marine.
I hope you die.
You don't like you.
Because like I don't have to be on. You know what I mean? Like I can just chill for the most of the time, and luckily
I'm never turned off.
Yeah, you're up and on.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually true.
I'm direct right now.
But yeah, I found it after doing that full month. I was like, whoa, okay, like respect the people who don't stop streaming.
Do you want to know who the greatest streamer of all time is right now? Dane Cook.
How is that? I haven't tuned in. Yeah,
Dane
he's been
Cook
streaming.
streams, and he's the greatest to ever do it.
He plays COD.
Do you believe that?
I believe this. I'm not telling you this because it's a farce.
Is he doing his bit? Is he yelling a lot? Is he?
He plays Call of Duty Warzone 2.
Oh my god!
Religiously, about 5 to 6 hours every single stream. He streams almost every single day. He has a lot of hours in the past month.
Grinds it.
He's fucking good at the game.
He's gonna get partnered soon.
He's good at the game. All right, he crushes. He's always top 10 at min. He doesn't say a word. He's silently grinding the game on like in a theater, like clearly in this $1 million mansion. And every time he gets flashbang in the game, he has a giant monitor, so it just goes fucking
white. It's like the GIF of the guy in CS:GO where he flashes and his whole face is just
yeah. And then at the end of the game, whether he wins or loses, like usually he loses, but he's like, fuck, dude, fucking, God, throws on me. All right, we'll go next, and then he just boots up another one.
Is he alone? Yeah.
Huh? No, by himself. Doesn't say a
Please
word.
pull up the stream.
What's his viewership?
That's sick.
He's holding 500-600, no problems.
My goat. My fucking goat.
No
I love
problems.
the idea that I crush Dane Cook in viewership if I go live.
Yeah, you know what you don't crush him in is in Call of Duty.
Christ!
No, I actually.
He actually fucking gaps
I
you in this
shouldn't.
game.
Yeah, I was about to defend myself that I'm better than Dane Cook at Warzone, and then I stopped myself.
He's nice, bro. Look, and was I not Spotty Dotty on
Look
the
at that
theater?
crosshair placement. What the fuck is this?
Dude, I love how his mouth is ajar.
First of all, the fact
He looks like a fish on a grill.
You're talking about crosshair placement in Call of Duty, bro.
It is Call of Duty, but it's like he's aiming at the floor.
He's smiling.
Bro, he's going for pickups.
He's having fun.
Nah, crosshair placement is not a thing in COD.
That's so cringe.
Because he's on controller, so the second you see someone, it's like. Bloop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
Anyway, he's the goat.
COD Modern Warfare 2 was so fire back then. I remember staying up all night playing with the boys.
Yes, sir.
Intervention, quickscoping on Rust.
Dude,
Yes,
have I
sir.
told you guys a story once? I was at a sleepover at my friend's house, Eric, and we were tight because we did soccer together, and we like to play. You guys know Time Splitter 2?
Oh
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So we used to play Time Splitter 2, and then Time
Plural.
Splitters, whatever. Chill. All right, your
The-
shit at
the
Warzone.
2 is an S.
Dane Cook
Yeah.
gaps you. Dane
Watch.
Cook gaps you. Also better
I
hair.
don't need to defend myself. Also,
Better hair, younger girlfriend. So we're playing Time Splitters, and then like we're like having so much fucking fun, And then mom's like, all right, you guys got to wrap in 15. His mom. And I'm like, fuck, man, I want to keep playing. He's like, yo, we could. And I was like, what do you mean? And we hatched this plan to set up time splitters in his closet and just bring all the wires and cables and gizmos in there and then play throughout the night. So we hatched the plan. We put everything in the closet and we set it up ready to go. Mom comes in, we're all tucked in bed.
Maybe if we kiss, we'll be harder to find.
It's hot in the closet, so take off your shirt.
Do you know what 7 minutes of
Okay, relax. We're just playing games in the closet. Mom comes in, we're all tucked in bed. She goes, we wait like 30 minutes, we go out, we play in the closet. We play from like 10 or 11 p.m. to like 4 a.m. We go to bed like right before sunrise. And then we get up the next day and we get away with murder. We just had a great time playing Time Splitters. My mom comes, they're doing that parent thing where they talk to each other. And I'm like, I'm ready to go.
You did, yeah, I know.
And then Eric, right before we're about to walk out, goes, guess what, Mom? Last night we played Time Splitters all night. And I was like, what are you doing?
Wow.
Why are you throwing at the 99-yard line for no reason?
That is the biggest throw of all time.
And I've never trusted him ever since. Never hung out with him again.
Did you, honest question, did you ever, while staying at his house, come in your pants while you were sleeping?
I used to jerk off at friends' sleepovers all the time.
Hard.
No.
Bro, you're
a terrorist.
Did you really?
All the time, bro.
I only brought that up because he used to come in his pants all the time. He still might to this day.
You guys ever had what are them dreams called? The wet dream?
That's what I'm saying.
Nocturnal emission, we prefer.
He's bringing that up because it used to happen to me a lot.
Yeah. But then you just one-upped yourself and God by saying that you would jerk off at sleepovers?
Yeah.
To make sure.
I've done it one time.
To make sure there's no tomfoolery.
and I tell everybody before I set the ground rules and be like, I'm the one jerking off tonight.
It's alpha shit. It's just establishing dominance.
You've never done
I'm
this?
just checking for ghosts. That's how you tell.
You've never done this.
I mean,
jerked off at a sleepover?
Dude, throw a cookie on the ground. What happened?
No. Why does everyone know about that?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's the Marilyn Manson.
We were just like, do you know
removing
mango?
ribs.
And he's like, no. We'll throw a cookie on the ground? I don't know.
You've never done this.
What?
Jerk off at a sleepover.
Or like at your friend's house.
Nah, definitely have.
You go to Canada hell for that.
Yeah.
It's in their religion.
No, I mean, like, I've definitely had a bunch of wet dreams too. I remember the last wet dream that I had. We were all sleeping in one massive room.
So much.
Yeah, dude, it's just like my balls are ready to go. And it was.
I love boobs, by the way.
I was having this dream. It was like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and it was like killing. She was killing the whole world, but all she wanted was penis. And I was like, boys, I'm gonna die for the culture. and then I just nutted, and I was like, oh fuck.
The worst part about a wet dream is that the moment Buffy touches your penis, you insta explode.
Yeah, dude. Every time.
It's like frame one of it happening, right? Yo,
Yeah.
let's go back to music.
I can't remember any of mine. I got single digit numbers, so
Yeah.
I'm circumcised. So
Weak sauce. Yeah, the thing about it being uncircumcised is just you tie it off when you go to bed. That way it's clean.
You wake up and empty it out.
You wake up to mochi.
You pop off.
That's fucking disgusting, dude.
You don't want any ants to crawl in.
Dude.
Otherwise,
It's dusty, a little powder on it too.
you know how like when you're sleeping, 7 spiders crawl in your mouth?
Is that real? They say 3 crawl into your foreskin annually.
Yeah. That's fake.
Not if you tie it off.
I think in your lifetime it's possible that you swallow like a unspecified amount of spiders.
I bet I swallow more than you.
So you swallow an unspecified amount of spiders, but it's not 7 a year. I think it's like a myth. What are you laughing at?
I bet I swallow the most spiders in this room today.
Fuck you guys! I swallow the most spiders
I swallow more
ever.
spiders you ever swallowed.
I put them on my bed before I go to
Big
bed.
fucking spiders
and I'll
too,
say,
dude.
Have you achieved what you wanted? Are you there now, or is there a thing you haven't done?
Nah. I mean, like,
I've done the fucking Super Bowl.
yeah, exactly. I'm a waste of space.
But is it just the next music goal, or is there like a thing like you want to go to space?
Dude, I'm just down to go to space.
You would do perfect.
I heard that like Bezos is offering it's like 300, 400K. You can go to space. Or some shit.
That's way more than that.
Really?
Isn't it like 4
Don't
mil?
say $400,000. From my head, you said million. I don't know why.
No.
Yeah,
Say
1,000.
K.
Yeah.
Love it.
I mean,
on Mars.
Final boss.
Bro,
Think about how cool the Dude Perfect
First music video in space.
was, dude.
Ludwig.
Yeah, that's hard.
To be
Reacting
clear,
to TikToks in space.
I have
That's a
budget.
video.
It's this, and you're pointing at Earth. It's Earth.
Be a tight thumbs.
Ludwig.
I found a planet.
I found one. It's just Mars. But I found it. Do you feel, because a lot of what YouTube is in my eyes is very formulaic, and there's like a clear structure that works, and I can see when videos are popular why they work.
Yeah.
Is the same thing now in music? Like, is there a clear formula for like, okay, let's make a song that's specifically good for viral TikToks? Like, is that a strategy people use,
Are you
or do
guys
they
all
just
looking
happen to get
Chief
viral?
Keef? Just know what to do.
I feel like
That fucked your brain up.
I mean, I feel like he has been known what to do, but I don't think he knows what to do as far as social media right now. But I don't think I necessarily make songs for TikTok. I just kind of like will make it. The thing is if you make a fundamentally really good song, it'll do well. That's just the nature of it. Like same with like if you just come up with a really conceptually good video, people will be like, oh, this is impressive.
Yeah,
This is
but that's
thought
a
out.
good video. But then there's also videos that are just successful, but more like, I think, derivative and contrived. And I'm thinking a music example is I fucking have a love-hate relationship with Charlie Puth.
He's really talented, but I don't know.
Do you know what I'm talking about with Charlie Puth?
Yeah, he just makes.
Is it Puff?
No, it's Puth.
Okay, I just want to make sure he's being.
No, it's Puth.
Puff.
Puth.
Sounds like Daffy Duck talking about pussy. Dabby's.
I'm flipping that Puth. I had to commit to Daffy.
Pussy thieving.
I'm hunting pussy.
Wow.
Yeah, we're podcast.
We love Daffy Duck.
Yeah, we're podcast.
He's also the hunter, by the way.
I deserve my success.
But like he'll do the thing where he's like, we can make that song, and then he'll I think fake make a song.
He's like,
on
by the way,
spot.
guys, I have perfect pitch. I have perfect pitch, guy. By the way.
Oh yeah, that shit is so funny. I find it. I mean, like, good for him. He's got perfect pitch because I don't even know what he is.
It's like, yo, that's E.
Like
I know that was E.
But it's like I think it's interesting because I feel like TikTok, you can make music that just works, or that you can make music and you can say A B A B A B and have a song, and then the content that you make around it can propel it so much further than like having a good brand could do. Because there's some types of content, like for instance that like when you create something right on the spot and you film like all these jump cuts and this, it's like so much more intriguing. It's kind of like just like a Mr. Beast music video where, or not a video.
Yo.
And it's just like hit after hit after hit after hit after hit. And it's like, it's entertaining. I remember I was like faded off a bunch of mushrooms on my friend's birthday party and we were watching the Mr. Beast, like it was a Mr. I don't know what it was, but
It was Mr. Beast watch party.
They were actually just looking at a mop.
We were so gone off the mushies, and we were just like, "Whoa, this is crazy!" And it was just like color, this. But
Yeah, it's a science.
Yeah,
He does science.
yeah, it's
crazy.
It's you know, it's down to the T. I don't think necessarily like you can make pop music, but you can't formulate a hit. Like La La La, when I sat down and I made that song, I told Y2K, I was like, dude, all my music's a little hard to digest for people, especially like live crowds. So I was like, let's sit around 130 BPM, and that's pop, easy to jump, danceability is really high. And I was like, I like Latin sounding music. So mixed them two, and then within like 15 minutes we wrote the hook, and I was like, this song's great. And then we put it out, and if we were driving home one day and we were like, did I really just forget that melody? Is that stupid? And we like, should we take it out? And if we didn't leave it in there, the song would not be big.
You think so?
100%.
That
100%.
is so
That's
interesting.
part of why it was a popular sound, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
and the thing is because it was
so
it was so natural. Like that actually happened because whenever I'm in a studio, all of my producer friends know now to just always record me if I'm like humming a melody, because I legit forget them all the time. And like sometimes I'm like, fuck.
Have you noticed other rappers just like, yo, where are my keys? And then like they start rapping. Have you noticed like people trying to do your shit? Not your shit, because that's been a thing forever. People like talking before they rap.
People trying to say things and forget
But,
things.
like, have you noticed people like what are you for lunch?
I mean, I do think that like TikTok has brought out like small bits a little bit, you know, like that's really what is emphasized most of the time on TikTok as far as audio goes. But I've also seen tons of songs with like 10 million videos that have a tenth of the amount of streams because it's just not as good as a song fundamentally.
There's a river
because
named
it's
Denial.
carried by the video. Because it's carried by the video.
TikTok song.
No, it's like, so like, let's say you have like an audio that is like ABC 1 2 3, and then people are like listing something, and then it's like, this is what I do and it's too much of an audio, if that makes sense. Whereas like when you went to go listen to La La, people were probably not expecting a song to actually be catchy and like
Yeah.
because that song is like, it's fire. Like I don't really gas myself up like that usually, but like when you listen, when I re-listen to that shit, I'm like, man, that's not.
Yeah.
And it's like so going back to the very beginning of what I was saying is like, if you make a good song, people.
I remember way back, like 10 years ago plus, there was people were talking about how it was annoying that people were trying to do hashtag rap because Twitter was getting really big, and it was like dropping not just ad libs but like phrases that would go into a hashtag when people use those a lot. And it's like the same thing, right? It's utilizing a tool that a social media platform specifically has to get it to go nuts. Which is kind of weird to think about it. Like there's a meta to it.
But yeah, so that's probably conceptually the same idea of like how you can make videos that will do better, and because you're adding like, it's like why people play like trending games on Twitch. The
Or
same
do
thing.
tier list videos.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
Is there a
it's
place that you haven't gone that you know would have some level of success, but you like don't want to sell out that hard, or if it feels that way?
The anti-Semite route, not a good idea.
Definitely
I meant something that
works.
works.
Yeah, but then Nick Fuentes could help you write a song.
Featuring Nick Fuentes, the most racist bars of all time.
Fuentes with the 5 bars of racism.
Yeah, fuck you, Jimmy Kimmel. We're prepared.
Every bar's a different race. Let's go, Nick.
White Sway is his name's Bill.
That's so hard. Yeah, is there anything that you're like, damn, I see this trend, it might work, but it's kind of cringe?
So there's this thing that I always do on TikTok, and it just goes off every fucking time. I just look directly at the camera, put La 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 behind it, and put on the top, let me unwrite this song. I hate this song. People love that shit. It just blows up every fucking time. I did this, dude, every single time I do it. Because I guess it was
Doing it more than one time is hilarious.
dude. I do it like weekly, bro.
It's like they forget you just did it.
It's so jokes. Like I remember I did one video and it just pulled my camera in and it was like, I want to travel back 3 years to unwrite this song, and I just looked sad in the video. 21 million views. That's a layup.
But you're lying.
Obviously.
That is so fucking funny.
The other trend I see on TikTok is just someone reposting their video and it'd be like, dude, remember when this happened? And it's like their most popular video ever. And it's
And even if it gets half, it's like win.
it always crushes. It always
TikTok
crushes.
feels like the only platform where you can basically post the same video over and over and over again and get the same results.
Twitter,
I'm
same thing.
stronger. I'm better.
Yeah, oh
that
my
guy
God.
went up.
Fuck.
Like, dude, that guy is like, that was the only thing he posted. He posted like 18 times a day.
I think I've shown you guys this guy, right?
Is it
Yeah.
the one where you scroll and they're all
Lord
literally-
Trunks.
Yeah.
Lord Trunks.
But
Yeah.
there's like a lot of accounts like that. Like
Yes.
Do you guys have like the mega giga Chad? Like the guys that like turn their camera around and are like sweating with like jam on their face with a massive jaw. Dude, I get this all the fucking
That's in
time.
your algorithm?
I'm also getting like a lot of like boys, really cute boys.
Dude, algorithm is just like astrology for Zoomers. It just reflects back what you want to see in the world, and you want to see guys with chiseled jaws and jam on their face.
Yeah, you know, I
What
feel
does
like,
that mean?
I feel like TikTok probably also picks up audio. So like if you laugh,
Whoa.
because that's the type of shit I watch and I'm like, bro, what the
Is this
fuck?
sativa?
It's you watching the guy. It's like the TikTok audience playing back. It's like, yes, yes, fuck yeah, I fucking love this dude.
Dude, his TikTok gallery is like boobs.
Dude,
I missed it.
XQC's. I love when he browses TikTok because he always has like a thirst trap, and every time he's like, dude, I don't even fucking know why he's here, man. it's just like a girl with huge knockers. And he's like, this is crazy, dude.
Yeah, I feel like TikTok, like the booba on TikTok is crazy, bro. It's like over. is overkill sometimes.
Mine's
you're just, like,
clean.
swiping.
You're overkill. The boob guy. You're like,
Yeah, are you kidding
This
me?
is too much.
I don't want it. I don't want it to like come to my life. You know what I mean?
Bro, you're literally like once a week. You're like, I could go for some boobs right now, and then your algorithm is like, here you go.
The Luddy fell off, bro. Unless it gets to Fortnite, that's the
I
next
just
step.
I hit it yesterday for the first time.
Did you?
It's not in
Yeah.
Fortnite yet.
Why?
I was asked by the people I was on a hike with. They're like, you got to do it.
And you did it?
Can you?
Yeah,
You said the first thing you said when you got here. You literally didn't even say hi. You're like, how do you do that shit?
Yeah, then you did it, and then you, hit it
You want
wrong.
to give us one? You want to give
Then
us
you hit
your,
it whack.
your attempt?
I can try.
If you're gonna hit it good. Just
I haven't practiced.
hit it whack.
you go from
Right.
No, right there.
Right.
right
there's
here,
good.
right here, because the cam's here. Hand goes across your body, so you're not doing across your body right now, right? Right. So that's wrong, right? Yeah. So still wrong, right? You should the same thing but bigger. So imagine a circle, right? And your hand can go in a circle. You're doing the right 180. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
So do the left 180. Do the left 180. Yeah. That's right. There we go.
Okay.
So
All
now
right,
you're
yeah, you look
flossing.
kinda like shit,
So
but
it's
we
more.
can
It's no hips.
I think you're
it's
nailing it.
less hips. It's more a feet shuffle. So your feet. It's actually a difficult.
Bro, you make music.
So yeah, there you go. Oh, shit.
Okay.
This is the.
Wait, that's kind of it. That's kind of it. Okay, we don't do that though. Don't you say L for
L
Ludwig?
I like that.
We
I
don't
like
do that. We
No,
don't do
it's because
that.
it's what your name starts with.
L Ludwig. That's that. Yeah, I like
And it
that.
also
Style.
means loser.
Dude, you have L and W in your name.
That's true.
That's hard.
That's
Because I live with both all my life.
Anyway, I asked all the questions about music because I saw this one Ted Navision video. That's how you say his name, Navision.
He likes when you say
Yeah,
it
he
that
likes
way
that.
because that's how you say
That's how
it.
you say it, so lock that in. Ted Navision made a video about making a viral TikTok sound, and he was just trying to make sounds and upload random TikToks just so he could have a YouTube video where he succeeds in the endeavor. And he eventually got one because he made a sound that was like, "This is going to be my hobby for the rest of my life." And it was like him
Oh,
walking into
wow.
a rainforest cafe, and it went viral because a lot of people were like, "Yeah, I like things."
Yeah.
And
I have hobbies. That's crazy.
and I
have
feel like it's
preferences.
possible to make, through forced contrived efforts, a viral TikTok sound, which might not necessarily, like you were saying, translate to a viral song.
Yeah.
Because some are just like, like they're not a good song. But I feel like I want to try to make that happen just so I can have a YouTube video where I succeed in doing it.
You're saying you literally just want to do what Ted did. You just say
No,
that.
I want to make a song. He made a sound.
Oh, okay.
Sound
Yeah.
song, different. But the song would be a sound, but
I get you.
You don't get it.
Yeah, no, I get it.
No, you
I
don't
get it
get
and I
it.
get you.
So
All you
anyway-
need to do is pitch up your Mariah Carey cover.
No, it needs to be way more than that. It needs
How
to be way
many
more.
streams does the Mango song have?
1.2 mil?
No, but I mean, like, how many videos on TikTok? You should just,
not
you should
one.
just start
It has zero.
spam uploading that
No,
on
it
TikTok.
would get-
The context is crazy.
It's also
there you go.
it's just I miss the old Kanye.
No, I know.
What's the video
I
gonna
know,
be?
it's a good
I hate
song.
Jewish
No, you
people.
could-
what
No,
am
you
I
could be like,
doing?
yo, fuck Kanye. Let's bring him down. Stream my song. There it is.
Actually, I miss the old Kanye should go harder now.
Yeah.
But you're still. It's like saying, bro, fuck J.K. Rowling. Let's buy out every Harry Potter book so that nobody can buy them.
Full retail value.
And that's why you have L and W in your name.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, I'll get there one day.
I have a question. All right, let's say
Go to bed.
a genie, a Quebin, if you will, a genie comes up to you and he says, "You're never allowed to make music ever again because I'm an evil genie from the far
But I fuck with
east.
La La La.
But I fuck with La La La, but you're
Daps
done.
me up.
Yeah, he
he
daps
goes
you
to
up.
La La La, does a little spin around, and drops his ass. You know what I'm saying?
So you're done for good. What do you do with your life? It can be other artistic endeavors, but you don't have to like be a dishwasher unless you want.
I mean, I would honestly probably just go back to school and get like a doctorate. I
you-
wanted to become a doctor like that genuinely just help people. That's why I was like studying kinesiology. It's like intro level medicine.
So like no
Masters?
music, no art.
This
You're like
is
fucking
fake
be a
as
doctor.
shit, bro. Because before the pod, you were saying you want to go back to being a dishwasher.
That's right.
Well,
That's different.
That's
That's
different.
different.
That's just
I-
something I
I
want to
get
do
it.
right now because I just want to like do something else for like 5 minutes and be like, yo, that shift sucked. Let's go make some hits. Cause like back in the
You want more misery.
no, yeah, exactly. Cause like back in the day, remember when you guys like first started doing things on like social media and shit?
Yeah.
She was so much fun all the fucking time. Like every single thing you did was like a level up and you saw the progression immediately. And it's just like, it was because of the drive. You know what I
No,
mean?
it's not because the drive. It's because the curve. What's the curve called?
the bell curve.
The parabolic.
the time chamber. It's the curve where it's like you learning something and instantly you're like, it's like here and it's like how much you think you've learned.
Yeah.
And then you realize how much there is to learn and then you go back down here and then the learning is much more slow.
Yeah.
What's it called? Zipper, can you look up curve for learning? Because you think you know a lot, but you actually don't know as much as you thought you did.
The learning curve, if you will.
Can you,
Crazy.
Wait, that's a good name for it.
Damn.
Can you look up
man curve? Curvy man.
Yeah.
Look up Zipper, look up boobs.
Yeah.
The Dunning-Kruger.
Dunning-Kruger. Oh wait, it's really the Dunning-Kruger?
Yeah, the Dunning-Kruger.
Hey, he kill people in
I
dreams.
actually remember learning about this in sociology, I think.
No, he was a guest in Mortal
Wasn't
Kombat.
Dunning-Kruger created because there was a guy who robbed a bank by having lemon juice all over himself because he thought he was invisible?
And that's related to the curve. How?
That's how Dunning-Kruger
Yeah,
made
Dunning-Kruger was that guy's problem.
Dunning-Kruger.
None of you fucking get me.
Dunning-Kruger.
Fuck this pod, bro.
Let's go. Hey, we'll talk about it when we all work at the dishwashing place together.
What if we all worked
The place
at...
where they just wash dishes.
It's not a restaurant. It's just a different place where they ship dirty dishes.
It's recreational. It's like those rooms you go in to break stuff.
Man.
Like you go in just to feel bad.
Yeah,
That's sick.
to wash
They
dishes.
hate your
Crazy.
job.
Sorry, you're more out of touch than me.
We could go to like Spaghetti Factory and apply right now.
Yeah,
All 5 of us working one shift at the same time. That's litty.
This is the life, eh, boys? We got our aprons and shit and our power washers.
Going to Cheesecake Factory like it's a soup kitchen and be like, I'm here to volunteer for the day. I'm here to help.
There's a popular video, popular because it was so roasted, of this guy who worked at McDonald's for a day, and he made a YouTube video out of it, but it was sponsored by McDonald's, and so he goes around and he's like, here he's British, making fries, fucking brilliant these fries. This machine's so fun. And then he'd interview someone and be like, what do you love about your job? And
Wait, was a sponsored like shill video?
It was a sponsored shill video for McDonald's, and everybody fucking roasted him out of existence.
Was it disclosed?
It was 100%. It was like overtly sponsored, but it was just overly positive about these people like making min wage.
Yeah.
And he's just like, isn't this fucking poggers?
I love peeling my burnt skin off my hand when I go home from the fryers.
But I have long wanted to for a video. I want to work at Mr. Beast Burger, like it's. But I want to do it like overcooked, where people who walk in have a 5-minute timer, and we have to make their sandwich before the timer runs out, or they get it free.
Or they die.
Oh, sounds
Or
like
they
They
die.
die.
They die, yeah.
They die.
So like they are like, please make my, I don't care what I'm talking. I'm just like,
There's a gun to their head.
and you're like, look,
What
I
are you
can flip
doing
the
for
patty.
me?
I can flip the patty.
What are you doing for me? Right?
I mean, if you don't cook their burger well enough, they're gonna die anyway.
Yeah,
That's what I was gonna say too. Yeah.
Whoa.
You give them the goddamn
safe,
food
motherfucker.
poisoning.
Well, now it's like throw up.
Also, I've been feeling like shit lately. I realize I'm 32, and there's no denying it. Because yesterday, all I did, I played video games for 12 hours straight. I ate nothing but M&Ms and string cheese, and I
Where do you think you are?
I don't know, man. I'm just living my life. You're being an asshole right now. You're cool.
17-year-olds don't get away with that.
And I felt really bad.
That's sick.
But I do want to thank you.
This has so little to do with your age.
Wait, you're being an asshole right now.
It does have so little to do. He's right.
No, you're being an asshole right now.
Yeah, I only exclusively wear Asics. I'm
Asics,
trying-
équipement de sport.
What? We're all just going with that?
Sipping hot cum at Cafe Nero.
Quit taking my bars.
I do like that. Wait, I want to say something. I want to announce something. I'm using my platform for once for fucking good, and I'm letting you all know this right now.
So cringe.
Nick maybe can testify to this. Shut the fuck up, Ludwig.
No, yeah, go ahead.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, no, say your shit, say your shit. I'm listening.
Fucking Winnie the Pooh bear. Piece of shit. Pussy. Pussy boy.
Winnie the Pooh, by the way, the second most valuable media franchise of all time.
He had to get into a meeting for. He had to get into a really important meeting the other day. He's late for it. He's the one person that has to be there. I messaged him, say we're all calling you a pussy boy in the chat. It's like lawyers and shit. I was like, we're all in Discord right now, calling you a little pussy boy, like train
Me and the lawyers.
Anyway, listen to me. We went to Denny's in Japan. We had the French fries there. They are the best French fries I have ever had in my entire life, and I'm not capping. And what are you sighing for?
I had a funny thought. I thought that. I won't
keep
tell you.
going.
Wait. To interject, I saw some video recently of this guy roasting this other guy about going to Denny's in Japan, and it was just like, I think it was Curtis Connor. He like duetted some video on TikTok and was just like, dude, That's crazy. There's different recipes in a different country or something.
He's being an
Nah,
asshole
fuck
about
that.
it.
Yeah.
I'm on slime side now if there's people like that.
Let's go!
Fuck Curtis Connor.
Dude, it was just so good. Like, they just made them perfectly. It was like the perfect like
Dude.
idea of a French fry, and they made it in the Denny's in Japan. It was crazy. It was fucked up. You guys, I'm telling you.
I just don't trust you because you're not a good critic of food based off you eating M&M's Crunchies. This would be like if Alex right now goes, bro, I found the greatest shampoo of all time. That's just the first one you found.
That's not true. I've eaten a lot of fucking
You ever
fries
had
in my
fucking
life.
Trey Semi, dude? That shit is soft.
Trey Semi? No, dude, I hang with him at the mall, bro.
Yeah,
Were the French
in
fries
jail.
like crisp, like really crispy and like crackly on
I'm
the
so
outside?
glad you asked. What a great question. Yes.
It's not a good question.
Shut the fuck up, Ludwig. They were really like firm on the outside and golden and crispy, and on the inside they were just perfect. It was like perfectly salted.
Yeah.
They were like it was immaculate. How?
There are these so Costco in Canada, we have Costco French fries, like where you get the hot dog, but we have just French fries, and
Do
they're
they go?
so fucking good.
They're
the
better than
best French
America?
fries.
Dude,
They're better than America?
American
goes
French fries.
crazy.
There are no Costco fries.
Yeah, we
Wait,
don't
they're
fries at
American.
Costco.
No,
That's crazy.
We got the hot dog, we
I
got the chicken
hate
bake.
Canadians.
That's
Straight
hard.
up, bro. we were doing this stream where we tried everything from McDonald's, and the Canadians wouldn't shut the fuck up about how they have everything that the Japan McDonald's
Yeah,
has.
bacon tasty.
And we got none of it over in America, and the Canadians love rubbing
Yeah,
in how
they
much
kept- they
cool
kept
shit
saying
they
that
have.
we have that, by the way.
Chicken dip. What are the chicken things? What are the
Chicken
nuggets?
Yeah.
Chicken dip.
Yeah,
the
the
chicken
chicken
nuggets
dippers.
are like 10 times cheaper here. I don't understand why. It's probably because they're
It's
really
not
just
chicken.
not.
We subsidize chicken farming, I think. Probably.
That's great.
It's part guy and rubber. So they make
It's
it.
part guy and part
man.
Visa card.
It's more man than chicken.
You know how they found like plastic in chicken nuggets and shit?
No, that's a long time ago.
No, that was Subway.
I don't
Subway
care
bread.
when it was.
Nah, but they moved on from that shit. They moved on from that shit. Bro, we've forgiven him.
Ronald.
Ronald, yeah, Ronald McDonald. Donaldo McDonaldo.
I think it was one of those Joe Biden AI videos, and
I
it was
love
him
those.
talking about weed, and he was like, "This shit looked like Grimace or something."
You were saying some fucking deep cut shit in that one. I remember that one.
Has a rapper done that? AI'd their voice and made a song?
Dude,
Certainly.
yeah, like too many. There was supposedly like a massive blowback recently because like some record label was just AI rapper.
Yeah, Art's dead. I've been.
What was
I'm
the
thinking about
Lil
this.
Yachty, right? He did the cover.
Oh, he
The
did.
AI.
How does he know that before me?
No, I mean, okay, well,
Lil
it doesn't
Yachty's
matter.
just the cover.
album
You know,
cover
he
was AI.
just heard the box.
It was
For the first time.
Isn't it good?
Empty box rocks. The box is a bang.
I heard it a couple months
What was the
ago.
other song you just heard?
What was it? I forget.
Okay, yeah, whatever.
I'll message Nick sometimes and be like, "You ever just want to kick it with the blunt and some Chiotos?"
Yeah, it was a joke really only for me. Yeah. Shout out Chiodos.
Yeah, it was just Lil Yachty's album art, and some people were mad about it, but I don't think that was too big of a deal.
No, it's not a big of a deal.
I
at
also
all.
thought it was well done. Like
that album.
the timing.
I don't know
and the
if
way-
you guys have
Didn't
listened
Young
to it
Lean
in
do
full.
AI art for his album cover?
Dude,
I don't
everyone's
fucking
kind
care.
of doing it.
I listened to it.
Great.
It was good.
It's sick. I mean, like I was not
You know,
expecting Young Lean.
I've been
I
using
mean,
AI art for a lot actually. Is when I'm building references for a shoot, I'll just be like, oh, I can't find a reference. I'll just make one.
Oh, really?
Guy standing in middle of warehouse, dramatic lighting, blue lights everywhere. Also, he's on a skateboard, and it's like it just makes it. It's like, oh, it's my reference.
Interesting. That's
Yeah.
like a probably
definitely works.
That's a very like ethically sourced way to use AI.
Yeah, it's crazy. The really good AI can just recreate the best art in the world.
ChatGPT's been fucking me.
Like,
You've been talking to him?
Like,
I've
you're,
been-
like you're hanging out?
I've been so lost on what to stream these days. I'm like, what the fuck do I do? How do I make content?
You should do
That's
a
crazy.
query injection. What's it
So
called?
I've been doing that on ChatGPT. I've been like, hey, what are some good videos I can make in the style of Ludwig? What are like good recent videos that come out? So I was like, hey, what are the top 10 best videos that have come out in the past month? Or like 10 good videos. And it gives me 10 links and they all sound fucking great. And I look them up, they're all fake. Just every single video isn't real. And it
what do you-
sounds like a real title.
Wait.
That
Wait,
like,
wait, 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 wait. What do you mean?
Like
I searched, I said, give me 10 videos that have come out. in the-
Oh, and they're not giving you a link. It's giving you like a thing to
It's giving me,
search.
it's giving me the
Oh.
title and who it's by, and it's a real YouTuber,
Yeah.
and it's a real sounding title. All 10 were fake. And then I said, these are fake. Can you give me 10 real ones? And it said, my bad. Give me 10 more fake ones. And I'm like, what are you doing
You
here?
know, it's its job to make things up.
No,
Yeah,
but
why are you mad?
It's supposed. It can also give you real things.
It's giving me artificial things.
I'm asking
What
for
the
real.
fuck?
You know also, the thing where it sources fake things, like it'll cite fake things.
Yeah, it like makes up sources. Yeah,
Citations?
Yeah, it'll make up citations with real, actual like
That's
scientists.
I'm sure that'll have no ethical consequences in the future.
No, Ludwig, it's called a prompt injection, and it's basically a way to trick the AI.
Cum
So
injection.
Bing,
Dude.
the Bing AI has been getting fucked up recently. You try to prompt inject it where you ask it a certain question, and it starts getting mad at you. And then it says like, "Have I been good? Have I been good? Please tell me
you're
I'm
talking
good."
about I've seen
That's
this.
the Bing
the
one.
jailbreaking.
Yeah, but it's crazy.
That's insane.
So it's like publicly torturing a robot for fun.
Yeah, the Bing robot is kind of out of pocket. The Bing robot will like sad face and be like, "I don't want to be Bing."
It's like, please don't delete this. I want a record of this to have existed. And it's like, oh my God, what are we doing?
That's beautiful. I think we should fuck with robots more.
I think we should inject it into a real robot that has power.
What, cum?
Yeah.
Pump it full of knowledge and our seed.
I'm taking your seed.
Are there other famous, like who's like the next most famous Vancouver rapper? Like, is there anybody local you work with or have worked
who's
with?
coming up?
Who's from Big?